You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show where it's three old guys. Three old guys play old games.
One of those guys is older than he used to be.
As of August 10th, that's correct.
Happy birthday, Wizened Saged.
Thanks.
You're not on Facebook, so I didn't even know.
He told me before we started recording, otherwise I didn't know either.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook, and so it's funny how I have like a few people who remember, but most of the time they all relied on Facebook. So
You're not on
okay.
Facebook anymore?
No, I've been off it for a while now.
I forgot about
not
that.
Sorry.
I think you mentioned that, and I forgot about that.
Not upset about that at all. Do not miss it. But yeah, anyway, I turned 49 yesterday. Not yesterday, but a week ago.
Or a weekend yesterday.
As you're listening to this, I turned 49 last Wednesday.
Well, happy birthday, man.
Thanks. I was telling someone on Discord I'm only 16 years away from being able to claim Social Security benefits.
Claim it while you can.
I know, right?
Yeah. You get that while it's still there.
If it's still there, right? They've been warning my whole life that my generation is going to be the ones that are going to get the shaft first, and then it just trickles down from there.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom was talking about all that stuff recently because they're like signing up for the old people medicine plan and all that. So,
yeah, Medicare.
Yeah.
Well, my dad was telling me about, when he turned 65, which he's like 73 now, but when they filed for theirs, he and my stepmom had been working their whole lives and paying into the system or whatever. And he told me, I'm not going to say, but he told me how much he makes with her per month in Social Security benefits.
And you're like, save me some?
It's like 3 times what I make in a month.
Yeah.
And they don't have to do fucking anything.
What?
Yeah.
And then he's still...
Well, it's based on their income, right? I mean...
What it was and how much they paid in, which is a lot considering that they were both making a lot of money. But
Yeah.
I don't ever want to hear him tell me he didn't have the money for something again.
Yeah.
He's just tell me you're not giving me the money. Don't tell me you don't have it. I know fucking better.
It's insulting otherwise.
If I had, I just think to myself, if suddenly my salary were tripled, and I had to do like next to nothing if I didn't want to, God, that would be awesome.
It'd be pretty nice.
You know, so
that'd be pretty nice.
But it's what, like 40% of what he made, or what?
That I don't know. I think it's based on how much they paid in over the years.
Yeah.
And so that means, it's going to be higher for some than others, obviously, but it's a lot, obviously.
Damn.
And, his lifestyle notwithstanding, they could live on that indefinitely.
Right.
I can't imagine someone not being able to live comfortably on 3 times what I make in a month, considering that I manage.
Right.
I don't make a lot, but I manage to get the bills paid.
Yeah.
So, it's like, Dad, stop telling me this stuff. He's like, he told me recently how much he had in investments and all this other stuff that he had set aside, invested in whatever for retirement and all this, which he's 73. It's like, retire already.
Yeah.
But he told me, and it was just a ridiculous amount of money. He's not a rich man, but he's divested himself. He's divested himself
You're
well.
painting the picture of a rich man.
I would call him 3 times comfortable. I'd call that rich.
Compared to what? Yeah, compared to what we how we live,
Yep.
yeah, it would be considered rich. But I'm not talking about like 1% rich. I mean,
Right.
the guy's
Yeah.
really well off.
Yeah.
But he just gives me these numbers about how much he has put aside for this, that, or this investment, or that IRA, and it came to this just insane number. And I'm just like, don't tell me. I don't want to hear this.
That's good information to have.
It's good information to have, and I mean, I guess I'm going to get it when he
yeah,
dies.
I mean, he's telling you that stuff for a reason.
But he's also told me he's going to blow as much of it as he can while he's still alive.
I mean, I would.
Which is fine. It's his
Yeah.
money. He can do what he wants with it. But don't paint this picture that I'm going to inherit this ridiculously large amount of wealth. And then, at the will reading, it's going to be like, well.
I thought this was a will, not a well.
Yeah.
But he invested
here we
all
are.
in NFTs at the end. So.
Yeah.
Funko Pops.
Right. It's just a warehouse
Right.
full of one type of Funko Pop.
Yeah. What's
They
the?
swore was going to be rare.
What do you think is the least best-selling Funko Pop out there?
God, that's hard to say. There's so many.
I know. Pringles Man.
Probably.
That exists, right?
Yeah.
Do they have like a line of cereal mascots? I bet they do. That was a joke
yeah, I've
at
seen
first,
Count
and then
Chocula.
I think
They have the
probably do.
cereal ones, and I think they have Funko cereal.
What?
Like I saw
Really?
it
Oh,
at,
in FYE.
at FYE, they had Funko cereal.
Is FYE still around?
Yeah.
Really?
They have all kinds of cool stuff in there still. It's
I didn't
really
know.
overpriced.
Yeah, plenty of very cool stuff you want, but you don't want to pay for it because it's way too expensive.
Like it's the only place like here in town that you could go and like buy Avatar merchandise.
Yep.
But it's
a bowl, an Avatar bowl for ramen. Oh, it's $45 and it's a
Yeah.
bowl.
the
Include
t-shirts.
ramen by any chance?
No. And you want to pay another $20 for the special box of imported Japanese ramen that they have over on the other table. But the shirts are like, $35 for a t-shirt, but they've always got the buy one, get one 50% off. So if you buy one, then you're dumb if you don't buy a second one, but you still can't get out of there for less than $60.
Yeah.
Even if you do it. So it's like,
Man, I didn't even know we had one.
yeah, we'll go in there and look around just to see the stuff.
And then
if I
buy
see-
the stuff on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a great place to like browse.
It's
and
not
then,
showroom.
Yeah. If I can't find something I just can't live without, or if I find something I just can't live without, I'll buy it, maybe, depending. Most of the time I'll talk myself out of it. But they're really bad too, because like they'll ask you, they're one of those places that asks you when you check out, do you have a rewards plan? I'm
Yeah.
like, no. And they're like, let me go ahead and set that up
Nope.
for you. I'm like, no,
Nope.
don't. Every time. Well, then how about these magazine subscriptions? I'm like, what are you, in 5th grade? I'm not buying. You got some
got
world's
some
finest
Goosebumps?
chocolate to sell me or something?
How about some Christmas gift wrap?
Or are you funding a local high school band? Get out of here with your magazine subscription. So I was an 80s kid. I know about Columbia House and Publishers Clearing House. I know how that shit works.
I say no thanks.
I'm not going to destroy my credit all over again. Oh, I do too.
Like right from the beginning, when they're like, do you have a card? I'm
Nope.
like, no thanks.
No, and I'm not interested.
Then it's one of those where it's like, please don't ask any more questions.
Yeah.
I'm in
Interest
here.
you in a Princess Diana Beanie Baby.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I'm in here once every decade. No, I don't. Thanks, Books a Million.
Are we shop?
Yeah.
Yes. God, I've got
It'll
to
pay for
cancel.
itself in 18 trips.
I've got to cancel my Books a Million thing. I keep forgetting. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm 2 years into this Books a Million club that I've used twice.
They're probably sustaining their whole business on people
Just on
who have
people who
right,
forget.
not,
Yeah. No, I
Kind of like
I'm glad you said Books a Million because
There we
first
go.
thing I do when I get home is
I need to cancel my Planet Fitness because that thing's been going on since I've had that active since
Like,
COVID.
oh, really?
And it's like I'm not going back. I just need
Yeah.
to. But they're like you have to come in to cancel. I've heard.
you do, and you have to, and they'll keep your.
It's like Seinfeld.
the
The
sign-
pull you into the room.
Yeah.
You sure? You sure?
Let's come over here and talk. I think they'll keep your like. It's not a deposit, but there's a fee, like a
Right.
service fee they charge on top of the membership.
Yeah,
That
that's
they
fine.
keep.
They can keep that. I just need to go down and cancel it.
Yeah.
It's too far away.
For you, yeah,
It's too far
that is
away.
a trip.
Yeah, even from work.
I have to say, even from where you work,
Yeah,
would be a
it's too far away.
trek.
Yeah.
I can imagine you don't find yourself on that side of town very often at all.
I kind of do. My mom lives on that side of
Oh,
town,
does she? Okay.
but it's like it's
Just for
too,
Taco Bell.
it's too far for like.
The online order.
Just the online ordering Taco Bell.
Well, there's one close to work that has online ordering too. So, and it's honestly the best Taco Bell in town. So,
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
Lone Oak Taco Bell's best Taco Bell.
I didn't even know they had a Taco Bell in Lone Oak.
It's across from the hospital.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Right next to the Burger King.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody that doesn't live in Paducah.
Hey, you've heard of these restaurants before, though, sure.
We have them, just so you know.
We have a lot of
We have
fast food
3
restaurants.
of them.
Number 1 per capita in the United States, something like that.
I don't think we're number 1, but we're in the top 10.
No, we had the most. We do.
I think
Unless someone beat us out for it.
I'm willing to bet that we've been usurped.
You think
yeah.
so? Because at
'Cause
one
that's-
point we
that
had the
statistic
most
was-
most restaurants per population.
We've lost a lot of Subways. I don't know if you know that or not.
I do know that. I saw.
We used to have 10 of them, I think.
You could throw a rock
And that's not
from
a
anywhere
joke.
in the city and
But
hit
we
a Subway.
still have the one I want to get rid of the most. The one in the hospital I work at.
Oh,
Fuck
that one's
Subway.
still open?
Oh, sometimes.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's a tough one. Like, and I guess we don't have any restaurants in our airport, do we?
No.
I don't think so. I want to
It's too
say
small,
there
right?
were
Just bad vending machines.
Maybe, yeah, it's been vending machines for
Hot
as
dog
long as I
stand.
can remember. If a guy would open a hot dog stand out there and make some money,
Dude, that's not a bad
that's
idea.
actually a good idea.
There you go.
I'll do it.
I'm in. Not let me do it. I'm in. I mean, you can do it too.
Yeah, no, we'll work it
compete.
together.
No, we'll compete
Oh,
against each
yeah.
other. Competing hot dog stands.
Eating hot dog stands.
It'll
It's
be like
good.
wings, only with hot dogs on
Yeah.
the opposite side.
Yeah, it's good for commerce.
I'll tell you the difference, ma'am. I'll tell you that I serve Pepsi. He serves Coke. All right? Clearly, it's the better choice.
Pepsi and Ballpark, Coke and Hebrew National. You
Yeah.
take your pick.
Priced exactly the same.
Ma'am, it's the taste of a generation.
Heinz and Hunt's. What are the mustards? French's and Heinz again. Oh, the fuck some Heinz, man.
What are the mayo ustards?
Mayo ustards?
America Whip and
Or
mayonnaise.
the mustard mayonnaise?
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Wow, I forgot about
Mayo
that.
stirred and mustard mayonnaise.
Wow.
Mayo mustard and mustard. I watched the Mr. Show sketch this
Yeah.
afternoon on TikTok where it was the kid that loved the band Titanica and he had tried to kill himself
I don't remember
by
that
throwing
one.
himself into
Oh.
a vat of acid. And so the band goes to the hospital to visit him.
Yeah.
And he's under the covers or what, and they uncover him at one point and he's just like this stick figure that can flop his arms
He looked
and
like
legs
something
around.
from Wienerville. Like,
Oh, yeah, I do remember that one. I haven't seen
Yay! Just flopping his arms and legs around. Oh God, it was funny. I hadn't seen that in forever.
I haven't seen any of that in so long since I've been in an FYE. It's been a long
Nice.
time.
what you guys been up to this week?
Watching
Much
TV.
of anything? Yeah?
You know,
Anything good?
still working on JoJo. Still working on High School DxD, which is ridiculous, by the way. That show,
I've never seen it.
It's super perverted, and I love it. The protagonist of the character is basically most of his power comes from his being a pervert, and it's gratuitous. It's definitely there's no holding back.
Yeah, I watched season 1, but then that was all that was out back when I watched it.
Yeah, I think there's like 4 now. I think I just started season 3. I watched a movie called Prey, which is a prequel to Predator.
Oh, people were
heard
talking
really
about
good
that on the
things.
It's
Discord. I
amazing.
think.
It's amazing. It's amazing. If you're a fan of anything Predator related, which I mean, I'm easy. I've always been a fan of all of them, even though Predator 2 didn't get much love. And the newer Predator movies, Alien versus Predator was always a thing I really enjoyed. You know, this one though was essentially, I mean, the guy took a page he just watched the original Predator movie over and over and over, and then took all the good stuff, left out all the toxic masculinity, and made it an excellent film. And like 90% of the cast are actually, it takes place in like, I want to say the like late 1700s, and it's based on a Native American tribe who comes into contact with a predator. They've been coming here for centuries and hunting. And anyway, the whole thing's, and they got 90% of the cast is Native American people, which is wonderful. They do such an amazing job. Highly recommend that movie. And then
It's on my list.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it before today.
if you haven't seen Predator or Predator 2, and Predator 2 is not necessarily, there's only a couple of bits and pieces from Predator 2 that will help pick up the most from this movie, from Prey, but it's not a requirement. But the first Predator movie, to me, establishes that baseline for the whole series. And if you haven't seen it, please watch Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger and
Who?
it's just California governor from a while back. You wouldn't know him.
Oh, Kevin
He's this
Newsom.
obscure
Okay.
guy. You wouldn't know who he is. And
Jerry Brown?
yeah, it is. It's Jerry Brown. He just goes by Arnold Schwarzenegger when he's in movies.
That
film
makes
name.
sense. That's smart. In case
but-
he gets in hot water.
But watch that, and if you're in for if you want to be like, kind of annoyed for the better part of 90 minutes, watch Predator 2.
Man, okay, so I've seen Predator a bunch of times.
Yeah. Okay.
Great movie. I love
Yeah,
it.
classic.
Fantastic movie. Gonna have me some fun. But Predator
If
2,
it bleeds, we can kill it.
That's an achievement from mine later on. Okay. so everybody remember that. Predator 2, like, I remember being a kid and like that was on HBO and it was like, fuck yeah, another Predator movie. They made another Predator movie. And then like I couldn't make it through it. And I haven't tried to rewatch it as an adult.
What they did wrong in Predator, because Danny Glover's in it.
Right.
Love Danny Glover. Bill Paxton is in it. There's a bunch of good cast in the movie. Honestly, I think that Predator 2 was cast as well as Predator 1.
It was in the city and that turned
But
me off.
It took place in the city, which also didn't bother me. What bothered me about the movie was it was like they went out of their way to emphasize everything that is wrong in the late 80s / early 90s. So you got Morton Downey Jr. smoking his cigarettes and causing the big to-do, and there's crime everywhere, and it's this hellscape, which really kind of ties in, I guess, to the game we're playing today, of this futuristic hellscape. But then the Predator comes to town, and Danny Glover and his crew hunt it. And in and of itself, it's not a bad movie. I like the concept. I just think they just were going way over the top. And you know how like in Jason Takes Manhattan, there's literal toxic waste flowing under the city because that's New York.
I vaguely remember bits and pieces of that one from a kid, but
The takeaway from that was
Everyone knows
that-
it's ghost slime that flows under the
Right,
old sewers
exactly.
in New York. It's ridiculous.
positive slime though. That's important.
Yeah, you're
Well,
right.
yeah, exactly. The takeaway from the, it's essentially they're saying New York City bad. There's
Right.
toxic waste. Everyone's going to murder or rape you. It's just a bad
And now
place.
there's a predator.
And well, that was Jason Takes Manhattan, and then this, it's that same kind of. This I think takes place in L.A., but it's the same kind of thing. The big city is dangerous, and there's all this crime everywhere, and everything's bad, and there's all this reality TV. Only it was not the reality TV as we would call it. It's like the Inside Edition and the current affair shows.
So they tried to make RoboCop.
It was like RoboCop. It was like the atmosphere in RoboCop, yes, only with a predator.
Did the predator shoot anybody's nuts off?
Probably.
Okay.
He eviscerated a couple of people, skinned some.
But nuts. Did he shoot anybody's nuts off with like one of those discs? They shoot from the wrist.
Maybe. I have to see it again to be sure. But like I said, in and of itself, the concept was fine. It was just, there was some couple of tidbits from that movie that are referred to later in Prey. And so I anybody that doesn't want to get through Predator 2, after you watch Prey, I'll tell you the thing that I'm talking about.
Okay,
Just hit me up.
I'll hit you up
Hit me
because I've
up.
tried. I tried as a kid multiple times, and then as an adult once. And it was like,
There's not enough. There's two major things that really kind of come to play that came from Predator 2.
Man, does Danny Glover travel in time? That'd be great
No.
if he shows up in the movie.
No, he doesn't.
No,
But
he's the Predator.
He is.
He's
Spoilers.
revealed at the end.
The one thing I can say, it's not really a spoiler, is the fact that the Predator won't, and this was established in the first movie, the Predators, their race generally won't attack and kill something that's unarmed or defenseless.
Right.
They don't want to be baited. They're not going to hurt innocent, unarmed people. But if they see an enemy or a hunt, prey as a threat, then that's good enough for them, and they'll take them out.
Okay.
And that plays into this movie.
I feel like they'd really touch on that too in some of the later Predator movies.
They
as
do,
well.
and they touch on that in the first movie. It's just a lot more subtle, because at one point the female character in the movie, the female lead, she is unarmed and comes face to face with this dude, the Predator,
that's right.
and he leaves her. So again, that movie gives the audience a lot of credit, but I think there was a lot of people that maybe just didn't pick up on that, so they're gonna go out of their way to. But at the end of the day, the takeaway for that is, despite being these horrifyingly deadly killers, they have honor, and it kind of goes from there. So I'm not gonna go anything else there, but and then the other thing I watched this week was The Sandman. It's a new show on Netflix. Apparently, it's based on a comic or graphic novel.
The Neil Gaiman comic?
Yeah, Neil Gaiman thing. And then we were talking about it in Discord. It was really good, too. Highly recommend. It's an easy watch. It's about 10 episodes. It's good. I recommend it. Pick it up. It's about the Sandman, the guy. He's a guy. He's a god, and he's over the realm of the sleeping. Obviously, he controls the dream world, where we all supposedly go, the realm we all go when we're asleep and dreaming. That's his domain. And then there's this dude who is trying to summon a demon, summon a god or something to capture and get its power. And Sandman just happens to be the one that gets caught. And he traps him for 100 years. And during this time, people fall into this sleepy sickness where they don't wake up. They can't dream. They can't wake up. It wreaks a lot of havoc on the world. And then eventually, within the first episode, Mr. Sandman gets out.
Do they do any, is there any DC crossover stuff in it or anything?
A tiny bit.
Okay, all right.
I can say without spoiling that Constantine is in it.
I was going to ask if Constantine was in it. Yeah.
Only
There's another character I'm curious about whether
it's Constantine is how they pronounce it. And Jenna Coleman plays Constantine. She was one of Doctor Who's companions.
Which one was she?
She was the end of Matt Smith, beginning of Peter Capaldi.
Oh, okay. I don't think I'm familiar with her.
She does a pretty good job, though.
Cool.
So, all in all,
Clara?
Yeah, she's Clara. Okay. Yeah. All in all, a really great show. Some people on the Discord, like Phil and a couple other people, were saying, well, I'd really love to see what people think about it that didn't read the comics. And it's very surreal, but there's some really excellent. There's 3 just really outstanding episodes. Not to say that the others aren't good, but there's 3 really outstanding episodes for me in that series, and it didn't faze me at all that I hadn't read the comics. It was easy to make sense of. It was easy to follow what was going on, and they progressed pretty quickly through the plot points to keep it interesting. So
cool.
I was impressed with that. That's on Netflix right now. So
It was pretty good.
Prey, The Sandman, and JoJo and High School DxD.
Yeah.
4 stars.
How much High School DxD is there?
Wiz Sage says, check it out.
Check it out. Is there a bunch of
4
it?
seasons.
Okay.
Of like 24 episodes each.
Okay.
It's considerable.
Is it like early 2000s, mid 2000s?
I want to say that season 3 that I'm watching right now might have been in 2015.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah, that's way more recent than I thought it was.
I could be wrong. I need to look it up.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I got it confused even with High School of the Dead. Like, I mean,
Well, that Kana was on Discord
Right.
and had mentioned, or did you say, you know,
right? High School
High
of the
School
Dead.
DxD or High School of the Dead? I have not watched High School of the Dead. I've got it in my list.
Oh, I think I'm talking about High School of the Dead. I got confused then. I didn't know they were two different things.
Okay, yeah, no, this is called High School DxD, and it's about this kid who joins a group of
Oh, it's not
devils.
a zombie apocalypse. Okay,
No,
then
that's High School of the Dead.
Okay, yeah, no, High School DxD is different. There's this kid who there are all these hot girls in this occult research club, and he ends up through certain circumstances joining the club and becomes the slave to the master of the club, Rias. Her name is Rias, and they're all devils. They're devils. They're the fruits of the devil.
Doki Doki Devil
And
Club.
pretty much. And they fight fallen angels and, representatives of God. And it just sort of plays out. And then the main character of the show is this super big pervert. And his whole thing is about boobies. He loves his boobies.
Okay, I can appreciate that.
But yeah, I dig it.
Cool. You should check out Space Dandy. I know I mentioned that before, but just you saying boobies
Okay.
made me think of Space Dandy.
Cool.
Boobies. Yeah.
Boobies.
Yeah, I haven't heard you talk about that in a long time.
Space Dandy's great. It's because they haven't had any like new stuff recently. I think there was just 2 seasons. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's essentially like it's not this, but it's like if Spike. It's like alternate Spike Spiegel almost.
Oh,
like
okay.
It has like Cowboy Bebop but wacky vibes to it.
Okay.
And it's good. I mean, that sounds like maybe a bad pitch for it, but it's good.
Fine with me. I'm soaking it in right now.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
I'm going to probably, after I get done with JoJo and High School DxD, I'm going to take an anime break and get caught up on some live action stuff that I've sorely neglected on other services that really I probably shouldn't be paying for because I'm just using Netflix and Crunchyroll right now.
Yeah.
But I've got a few things in the queue that I need to get caught up on. So I'm going to give the anime a break so I don't get sick of it.
Yeah.
So I can come back to it with fresh eyes
Cool.
in a few months.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? What have you been up to, man?
I've been busy. I've been working. I took a comp day today, but outside of that, I worked last weekend. So it was one of those where it's like 11 days of work kind of deal.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it's okay. It's not like it's just been a lot of work. It's not like it's been horrible work. You know what I mean? But I took a comp day today, which was nice because Nikki got back from a conference yesterday. So she took today off. So we kind of got to spend some time together, and we went to see Bullet Train, which is a shitload of fun.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see
it's
that.
a shitload of fun.
Every movie I've gone to see at the theater for the last month or two has showed the trailer for Bullet Train ahead of it. And I'm dying
Oh,
to
the
see
Brad
that
Pitt movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's
It's good, huh?
Pretty much like almost the entire movie, like 98% of the movie takes place on a bullet train, going from Tokyo, I think, to Kyoto, and it's like an action movie, but it's really a crime movie at heart. So it's like crime, action, comedy. I don't know much about the director. I need to look up more information but it's like obvious that they were influenced by Guy Ritchie and by Quentin Tarantino. Like, I mean,
I could tell that by the trailer for sure that there, especially the Guy Ritchie part.
Yeah.
I honestly, until I saw from director blah whoever it was, I can't remember now. I thought it was going to be a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah. Now I get that totally. But yeah, it was really good. I mean, and there's a lot of obvious like. It's really cool because there's a whole bunch of different like cultural references, and there are a lot of. It's one of those twisty, turny kind of like heist feel. Heist is not a good one, but it's crime. It's a crime movie. I mean, it's like Lock, Stock, and it's like
Sure.
It's more like Snatch than Lock, Stock.
I can see that.
But like
especially because of the Brad Pitt angle.
Absolutely. And like the dialogue's all real snappy and witty and funny, and it's like it's not very realistic, but that's okay. It's just a fun movie.
Cool.
High recommend. Yeah, definitely check it out.
I'm in. I was already in. Now I'm definitely in. I want to see it again.
Yeah, I think you'd dig it.
I want to see it. You should go see it again with me.
I will. Yeah, okay. Let me know when you want to go see
work
it.
That out.
I sent John a message when I was like in the bathroom after the movie, and I was like, "Have you seen Bullet Train?" Because I thought of him a whole bunch because he and I watched Snatch like loads of times.
Sure.
And it's like, man, you should.
He quotes that movie regularly.
Yeah, I mean,
I do too.
It's a great one. Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. High recommend. I don't want to give too much away, but it's fun. It's worth going to see.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And then we've been watching an anime called The Call of the Night, which is like it's like a modern day dark fantasy supernatural romance where it's like this young guy who has trouble sleeping starts going out at night in this city, and as far as I know, it's like an unnamed city. It's not like Tokyo. It's a city, but it's like a smaller city in Japan. So he starts like wandering the streets at night. And he meets a woman who claims to be a vampire. And so she goes, they like spend the night together, like out in the city doing things. And it's kind of like a date kind of deal. It's got like that kind of vibe to it. And then so like she takes him back to her place, which is essentially like, she like opens the door and it's like a bed mat and 2 pillows and then like an alarm clock, and that's like all that's in there. And like she asks if he wants to cuddle, and her intent is she's going to wait for him to fall asleep, and then she's going to feed on him, but he can't sleep. That's why he's out at night. So he catches her, and then when she reveals to him what she is, he is like, That's what I want to be.
Okay.
And he's like, please make me your spawn, essentially. And so like, and then the story kind of goes from there. More characters are introduced as episodes go on, and I guess like the real like tie to it being like a romantic kind of thing is that she tells him that she can't turn him into a vampire unless he loves her. And whether or not that's true, no idea, because she's real kind of
a real Ramona Flowers. You don't really know.
She's like a mean Ramona Flowers. I mean, she's like a tsundere Ramona Flowers, I guess. It's like you just don't. I mean, yeah, you don't know. You never know when she's telling the truth.
Plays it close to the vest type of thing.
Yeah, or just straight out lies.
Or just lying.
Yeah. So, or just to fuck with them, really. So other characters get involved, and it's interesting. I don't think it's an S tier anime or anything. It's like, this is one of these where it's like, check it out if that sounded interesting to you at all. But it is not an action. There's like so little action in this. It's mostly just dialogue and like how characters interact and stuff like that. But the big draw to it is how pretty it is. And it's like, it's not like the animation is very good, but like the colors. I've never seen colors like this in an anime before. And that's really neat. Like how everything is lit and like the color choices as well. There's like a lot of purples, like bright purples and bright pinks, and like everything's kind of lit with these, with these colors. And that's all very neat. They do a really good job of making like a small city in Japan look really interesting at night kind of deal.
Cool.
So yeah, it's neat. I ate at a Wahlburgers for the first time.
Yeah, how was that?
In Cincinnati. It was really good. Yeah. It was really good. It reminded me of a Culver's, but but better. But not by much. I mean, I
say Culver's is pretty great.
Culver's is really good. But my irritation with Culver's has been like the first time I went, they were like, what do you want on that burger? And I was like, I don't know. They're like, do you want anything on it? And I'm thinking, extra. And I'm like, no. And then I just got a fucking burger with a bun.
Oh, okay.
And it was like,
you gotta be granular with everything you want on it.
Apparently.
Or else they just give you.
So that was like, that was a bad first impression. I'll just put it that way. So it's kind of like one of those where it's like, I don't like yelling an order into a speaker anyway.
Right.
I'll just go somewhere else unless you have an app in which I can do and then go pick it up. That's great. Apps have spoiled me for fast food because it's like, and who knows, Culver's might have an app. I haven't checked, but like,
I'm sure
it's so nice to like fucking like Jimmy John's where it's like, yeah, customize that bitch. Doop, doop, doop. That's what I want. Yo, you're going to tell me how many calories this is once all this changes have been made. Fucking perfect. This is the dream app.
did that tonight.
Yeah, Nikki and Henry did Jimmy John's too. I was jealous because Nikki's like, you want me to bring a sandwich back? And I was like, yes, but I don't want to rush and there's not going to be enough time.
Yeah.
So. Wahlburgers was good. Yeah, it reminded me of Culver's. It had like one of those like an hour after I ate the burger, I still had like burger taste in my mouth, but like in a good way. It wasn't like
it was a nice reminder.
Right. And it wasn't like even like, I mean, I guess maybe that's gross. I don't know. But I mean, it was a nice reminder. It was like that good flavor just like kind of lingered. And it's like, and Culver's does that too. That to me, that's why I kind of like thought of Culver's. Fries aren't as good as Culver's though, unfortunately. I like
Culver's
those crinkles.
has good fries.
I like those crinkles. So.
Because I had Wahlburger, but it was like height of, because we had to go to, I forget where we had to go. It was something for Jack, and it was like height of the pre-vaccine pandemic or something.
Yeah.
So like they were out of everything.
Oh, that
like
sucks.
They had nothing. So we all just got like they're super like it wasn't a good experience, but I know it was because they had all their menu was just like out, not serving, not like it was
right.
It was nothing.
Right.
So
were you able to eat anything?
Oh God, I think I got a fish sandwich.
Oh, bummer.
A fish
was that
sandwich.
okay?
The girls got like mini cheeseburgers. Melissa got a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
It was okay, but like all like the cool stuff I wanted to try
wasn't there.
Not
right?
there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was feeling a little bit of like the pandemic vibe too, because I mean, it was like not like that. They had their full menu, but like I walked in and it was like it was deserted, and it's like, okay, well maybe I can like, no one's here. Maybe I can eat here, or outside. They had table set outside, and I was like, and she's like, what do you want to eat? And I was like, do you dine in? And she's like, no, carry out only. And it's like, okay, no big deal. I'm 2 blocks from the hotel. I can walk this back. But still, it would have been nice to like eat it when it was fresh.
Yeah.
I got back to the hotel, and it's like, because I didn't get a drink, because I was like, oh, I'll pick up a drink at the hotel. And they're like, I don't know, a little sundries room or whatever you call that.
Yep.
And I got there. They're understaffed, just like everybody was understaffed.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I went to Wahlburger, like I mean, it was like there was that one woman who took my order, and then the people.
She
in
walked
the
back,
kitchen,
made the cheeseburger, walked back.
I mean, she might as well have, because I mean, I looked back. You could see back in the kitchen, and it was like 2 guys back there, and it's just like, man, you're fine if I come in, but like if like a group of kids or something comes in, geez.
If I came in with everybody,
yeah, with a if a family came in, you're looking at now all of a sudden you're slammed.
Yeah.
But so I got back to the hotel, and there's just one man working behind the counter there, and it's like there's a long line. So it's like, I'm gonna grab this Diet Coke, and I'm gonna eat this all in the lobby, and I'm going to drink the Diet Coke, and as soon as that line is 0, I'm going to go up there and say, hey, I need to pay for the drink that I just drank. So that's what I did. It was good. I mean, it wasn't like fresh, but I mean, it was fresh enough, It was good.
Cool.
The next night I went to a Japanese restaurant called Ichiban, and that was really good. I don't really dig on fish, so and obviously they had a lot of sushi.
I mean, fried fish is okay.
Fried fish is okay. But their gyoza was really good, and yakisoba was really good too. I can fucks with some noodles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can fucks with some noodles for
some
sure.
soba noodles, yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough choice because it was like, do I get the ramen or the udon or the yakisoba or the udon yakisoba or the udon? yakisoba. I guess that's udon soba. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I want the fried noodles. I want the street food noodles. Like that's what I want. With a couple of Sapporo, and yeah, that was good. I got good and buzz for the Uber ride back to the hotel.
Nice.
So that was good. Oh, and I've been playing WB Multiverses.
How is that?
I
was going to pull the demo
Kyle
of that.
for
or the
Experience
beta.
Gone do that.
It's fun. I liked it a lot.
Is it still in beta?
They say it is, but I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, they're letting you buy founders packages, and they're letting you like subscribe to like preseason bundles and shit. So it's like, yeah, it's in beta, but I mean, they're making money off of it, so it's.
I'm not going to be able to drop the full boat on that one.
No, I haven't spent any money on it yet. They're doing like the MOBA model. Like I don't know if you guys have played any like League of Legends or Dota or anything like that, but like in Heroes of the Storm, they would do this thing where it was like,
I did play that a little bit.
okay, then you might be kind of familiar with this model. Like each week in Heroes of the Storm, they release a certain they in their roster, they made a certain number of characters in that roster free to play. And if you wanted to play any of the other characters, you had to have either bought them in the past or you could buy them then. So that's the model with WB Multiverses, which is like a Smash Brothers clone, but with WB characters. So you got like Shaggy and Velma.
And then you go to the Bugs Bunny.
You got
I
Bugs
saw
Bunny.
I saw the Iron Giant.
The Iron Giant is in it. Arya Stark is in it. LeBron James is in it.
Nice.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Jake and Finn from Adventure Time,
Damn.
and others and the rest, others that I'm sure I'm forgetting. But I've just been playing as the free ones, and like in Multiverses, I think they're rotating out the free characters every 2 weeks. I've been playing as Superman. I think Superman is wouldn't have been the pick for me going in. I started playing as Finn from Adventure Time, and he was fun, but I really wanted to play as Bugs. I was going in, I was like, oh, I bet Bugs Bunny would be fun to play as.
Yeah.
And then when I saw like each of the characters have a different class, like Brawler or Tank, Superman's a tank. Bugs Bunny had the class Mage, and I was like, "Fuck, man, this is gonna be great." But he wasn't one of the free characters this week or this 2 weeks. I think they rotate every 2 weeks. But it might be different for everybody. I'm not sure because like the reason I say that is because I didn't feel like I was going up against all the characters that I had to choose from over and over and over again. You know, I was playing against some Jakes and Velmas and Shaggies, like some characters that weren't free to me. So I don't know how they're handling that. But yeah, man, it was fun. And like, I'll definitely continue to play it. They had like, they have daily missions and stuff like that to keep you coming back. And you can, by doing the daily missions, earn their free currency, which you can then use to buy characters and stuff, kind of like they did in Heroes of the Storm.
Okay.
But then they've also got like I think their premium currency is called like Gleamium, and that's what you pay like real money for, and that I think can work the same way where you can use the Gleamium to buy characters and skins and stuff. I spent money on Heroes of the Storm, and I could see myself spending money on WB Multiverses if I continue to play it, but it wasn't a priority for me today because I just started playing it today. Superman's a lot of fun because like the way they handle his flying is great because it's like he can't fly all the time, but he gets like, as you play, you unlock perks. There's like a talent. It's not really a talent.
Oh, okay.
Not really a talent tree. It's more like a talent railroad. Mm-hmm. But like you get to
you hit milestones and
yes,
you can.
And when you hit those milestones, you unlock different perks, and then you can mix and match the perks. And they give you like bonuses where it's like one of Superman's is triple jump. Every character in the game has a double jump, but if you unlock triple jump, you can slot that perk And then Superman gains the ability to triple jump. And there's like something that triggers it too. Like you have to like hit somebody in midair or something like that, and then you can do a triple jump. But it also makes it available to your teammates, which is really neat because then the way I understand it, you can do 1v1, but from what I've heard, the way that it was designed around 2v2 combat. So you've got these weird interactions where you get like these little bonuses that you're providing and these little bonuses that your teammate is providing, and it kind of like, and if they match, like for instance, Superman has like Kryptonian skin as a perk, which gives like 5% damage reduction or something like that. If your teammate also has that, they stack. So you get 10% damage reduction. So there's kind of this like, you could really like kind of tinker with it if you wanted to, and I think that's pretty neat. And like I like Smash Brothers a lot, but one thing that I really like about Multiverses is that like I didn't have any connection issues at all. The entire time I was playing, it was all fucking smooth. At no point was I worried that someone was going to disconnect and then we were all going to be booted out to like a lobby.
Yeah.
It was like, and I played for hours today. So it's like one of those where it's like, okay, yeah, this is great. As much as I love Smash, I mean, man.
What platform are you playing on?
I'm playing it on PS5, but they have it on PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC.
Okay. I'll probably pull it down on my Xbox.
Give it a go. You might.
I've been wanting to anyway.
You might like it. I'd love to play with you.
Sure.
If you want to.
I do.
But yeah, it was fun. It has me itching to, play as other characters because you have that limited roster, and then you fight against like Jake, and it's like, oh man, Jake looks like he plays like Kirby because like he can swallow people and he shape shifts and stuff like that, and it's like, man, that looks like it would be a lot of fun. But
could it be that these are people that bought it and have access to those skins?
Definitely could be. Yeah.
Okay.
But
you're not necessarily hobbled by your inability to buy stuff. It's just
it doesn't seem like it.
It's cosmetic and
well, no, I mean, as long as you're okay with playing a game where you can pay to unlock characters, then yeah. I mean, because it's not really cosmetic when you can pay money to unlock
and
LeBron
they have
James.
different abilities and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking there's probably got to be somewhat of a balance there. For a certain class of character or something like that, where they would say, well, I mean, it's no good for the people that don't want to pay the money to get in and play against people who could just whip your ass just because they pay to win type of deal.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're running into that yet.
Okay.
But what I am concerned about, because I saw this in Heroes of the Storm, and I've heard it's like this in other MOBAs that use this model that Multiverses is using, is that, and they're planning on adding characters. Like this is Multiverses. It seems like this is going to be a living game where they just add characters over time. There are rumors where it's like, and they're going to release them frequently. Like there are rumors right now that Wacko, Yakko, and Dot are going to be added to the game.
And they have such a huge
all the Looney Tunes characters. Oh, Taz is in it. I forgot about that.
I mean, yeah,
Melissa will love that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, but it's like you could what other Game of Thrones characters are going to be in it?
Well, if you think about it too, like Warner Brothers does the Sandman, the show I was talking about earlier.
Right.
So, and there's some characters in that would actually probably be pretty cool.
Your pretty face is going to hell. That's also like a Time Warner property. So Jacob could theoretically be in this game.
Oh, right. Oh, God. Yeah. I was like, I'm not familiar with that. It was like you said Jacob. I was like, oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I just forgot it. I forgot about it. Yeah, so that's exciting too, where it's like there's this huge library, and they're definitely don't get me wrong, like they've engineered this to make money. Like they've looked at Fortnite.
Hey, I was gonna say Fortnite does this.
Yes.
They've got
and you can buy
characters in that,
and you can buy a season pass. This is like they've looked at Fortnite, they've looked at Smash Brothers, not from like a monetization standpoint, but from like a game standpoint, a gameplay standpoint. and they've looked at the MOBAs. But so what I'm worried about is when this is what happens. This is what happened in Heroes of the Storm. A new character would come out in Heroes of the Storm, and they always, on release, were the most powerful character in the game. Always, never failed. Never failed.
Yep.
They were always the most powerful character in the game, even if they had hard counters. Like sometimes they would have hard counters, but sometimes they wouldn't. Like I remember, like when fucking Arthas came out, like the fucking Lich King came out. It was just like, well, if you want to win in this game, you buy Arthas because like that's the way to do it now. But what they do is, or what Blizzard did was, they would be like, they would release the character would be out for a week, and then they'd be like, oh, okay, we see that this character is overpowered. We're gonna dial him back
After everybody's bought it because they had to win.
after everyone's bought it, and then they release the next character that's overpowered. So it's
They did that in Overwatch too.
Really.
For a lot of the newer characters, they would be like super overpowered.
Oh yeah,
And
like the
weren't-
hamster. I rember hearing
Yeah,
about
but
him.
those characters were just included. You didn't buy them, but they would nerf them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Or, after the hype died down for a specific character,
Right.
they would nerf it. Because what would happen is the character would come in, it would be overpowered. Everybody would try to use it, and then those who couldn't effectively use it or could never be fast enough to pick it for their character would complain to Blizzard, and
Right.
and after enough time, Blizzard stopped, sexually assaulting people and fixed it.
Allegedly, they
Allegedly.
stopped. They definitely did the sexual assault.
Yeah, yeah.
They allegedly stopped.
Long enough to nerf a character.
So I don't know how it's going to go. But like I can get it from a design standpoint. I mean, you make a new character, you release a new character, even if you're not monetizing it, like in Overwatch. I mean, you want some hype around that. So you're not going to release an underpowered character. Like, I mean, it's just, if you do that, then no one's ever, people are going to be like, oh, well, I'll just get to that character when I get to it. When I get bored with my main, I'll pick up that character.
One of the reasons I haven't yet picked it up is because I'll scroll through TikTok and I'll see people playing it, or I've seen, ads come up for it or whatever. That game, I can already tell you, is like geared to take my money. It's like I see it. It's visually exactly what I want to see. And the stuff you're saying, it makes me really want to get into it.
Try it, but
tread carefully.
It is. It is. It'll be obvious to you when you start. It is engineered to.
I get it.
To make as much money as possible, and it's like, I don't love that, but at the same time, it's
gotta be.
It should make money.
Yeah, exactly.
And I get it, where it's like if you want a living game, then you're gonna want to monetize the shit out of it.
I mean, I'm the type of guy who will toss a couple bucks here and there at it just to support it or to get a little thing that I thought was neat or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like I did that with Animal Royale because I enjoyed the time I spent with it.
And I wanted them to have that money because I respected what they've done. I
Sure.
still want to get back to Animal Royale because that was a great game.
That was a lot of fun. And if you want to see any more about multiverses, I know Choctaw has several videos up on multiverses, so definitely check those out. Because between him and watching his content and listening to like Jeff Gerstmann talk about it and some other podcasts talk about it, it's like, because this has been out for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Finally today, I was like, I have some time. I don't want to I don't want to make a big investment in like a long game kind of deal. So we can do this. Hey, Melissa.
We have treats, hot treats.
Hey, Jack.
Thanks. Hi, Jack.
Walked in here with an oven mitt. I walked in here with an oven mitt. I didn't know what was going on. Thank you.
So that's it. That's it for me. Cincinnati, anime, Bullet Train, multiverses.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm tired.
Yeah, no, I get that.
How have you been, Tyler?
My boss came into work, so there was a few days where I was at work for a very, very long time, because I just, my boss is great, but he's also a little bit of a workaholic, especially when he's on the road. So
Sure, that
I'm there
makes
with him
sense.
for a long time, longer than I normally would be. and then have to be there earlier than I normally would be. Since he's from Cincinnati, so he's still on Cincinnati time, so he gets here his condition to an hour earlier, so all of my stuff is an hour earlier.
Man, it is weird. You talking about the time change, like the time difference, the time zone change. It's weird to me that I would much prefer like a drastic time change than a 1 hour time change. Because it's like in Vegas, it was just kind of like, well, this is the time now. The time right now that I'm in is the time. But like in Cincinnati, the whole time, the entire trip, I was like, what time is it? And it's like, I'd forget to change my clock on my laptop, and it's like, what?
Holy fuck!
Right, and it's like, oh, right, you have to manually change this. Well, in Vegas, if I would see that, I'd been like, immediately, I forgot to change my clock.
So I worked a lot, but I did beat the Final Fantasy 6 Pixel remaster.
Nice,
I got through that.
Yes.
I beat that on YouTube. That was a lot of fun. I can't recommend not doing an Ultima run enough and exploring the other options like Mog Dragoon. Holy shit, Mog Dragoon is so much fun.
Yeah.
So I beat that and then asked everybody, what should I do next? And overwhelmingly was Shining Force 2.
Yeah.
So I started playing Shining Force 2.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a lot of fun. I didn't know there was a code that you can name everyone in the game.
I saw this.
That was an ordeal.
That was 40 minutes of the stream.
Yep, I'd be like, what the fuck am I doing wrong?
And
It's the wrong code. Okay. Josh felt very bad about that. Grim saved me. But that was fun, going through and naming everybody.
Right.
That was a lot of fun. So it's really just work and that. That's it.
That's
it.
All right.
So yeah, because I was just like I was holding up my controller to the camera, like, what am I doing wrong? Oh no, you just pressed 2 other simple buttons. It was completely wrong code. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, something else I forgot to mention earlier. Something else I watched. Elvis.
Is that good?
Melissa and the girls loved it.
Yeah.
Let me talk about Elvis for just a minute.
Okay, please.
Okay, because we watched it last night.
Okay.
The first probably 30 minutes of that, it's like a 2.5 hour long movie for one. So set aside some time.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, the first like hour, maybe, or first 30 to 40 minutes of that movie it's like a fever dream. There's too much going on. It can't get out of its own way. It's trying to get on with explaining some of the early stuff that Elvis went through, because really the movie focuses more on the later part of his career when things started to kind of go south for him. And so it's like they called in 2 different editors. The first part of that movie, I was almost about to give up on it before it finally slowed down, got its legs under it, and started telling Elvis's story at a pace that I could understand. And from that point on, it was awesome. I will say, as big a Tom Hanks fan as I am, and I am a huge fan of the man. I love his work. I've rarely seen anything he's done that I didn't love. I did not care for him in this.
Really?
Oh, really?
Did he not pee in it?
What?
Did he not pee in this movie?
I don't know. Not visibly.
Did Brad Pitt eat in Bullet Train?
He definitely drank water. What? But did he eat?
So that's his thing. Is always eating something,
like a sandwich or something. Like
Yeah.
he's. Man, that's a good question. I remember him drinking, but yeah, maybe they left that out.
That would be bad.
Tom Hanks pees, Brad Pitt eats. Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, I get it. Okay. Well, no. Maybe that's what the problem was. He was playing the part of Elvis's manager, who basically fucked him over and exploited him his entire career. And at the end, like one of the things they say, like right up front at the very beginning of the movie, so it's not really a spoiler, is that this dude took 50% of Elvis's earnings for the guy's entire life. And after the guy died, Elvis died and then he died, the manager died. They call him the Colonel. And he's from Holland. So go figure. I could not get Austin Powers out of my head the whole time. I'm from Holland. Isn't this weird? Because there's a lot of, I feel like he sort of pulled from that a little bit.
That was his research.
Yeah. But
was there a Scottish guy in it?
after the fact that they found that, he had ripped Elvis off hard. Mm-hmm. And he just screwed Elvis into the ground, into his grave easily. It was this guy's fault. And it's,
he wasn't an international star because the guy was illegal, so he couldn't leave the
travel,
US.
But he would never admit that. But he kept screaming that it was because of security. So he would engineer these death threats while Elvis was performing so that it would look like he was in danger. And then he would scream, security, 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 so he couldn't go out of the country. Mm-hmm. And the whole thing was all he ever wanted to do was take his act international. It was like his big dream was to go all over the world and sing his songs and stuff. And they had different venues in different countries like Germany and Japan where he would have been a massive hit.
Yeah, that could change cultures.
It could.
You know what I mean?
Well, and the thing is that as one of the ways to prevent him from actually going international, the Colonel did the first ever satellite broadcast of a concert to the whole world. 1.5 billion people tuned into that, and that was in the early 70s. Okay, that's more than a seventh of the population of the Earth today tuning in to watch a concert.
Probably mainly bots, though.
But they all had reel-to-reel. They were reel-to-reel bots in the 70s.
Yeah, I meant robots.
Actual robots tuned in, but no, the movie was fine. Tom Hanks, it was not his best performance. I will say, and I'm probably going to get his name wrong, the guy that played Elvis, his name is Austin Hunter.
I remember the Austin part, but I don't remember anything else.
Apologies for not doing research. I just remembered that I watched this yesterday, so I didn't bring anything up to refer to. But he's the guy that played Elvis, who's apparently Elvis's sixth cousin, twice removed.
Oh, really?
He's distantly related to Elvis. Whether or not that's, when you get to a point, it's is that related?
Sure.
But in any case, the guy nailed it. He nailed it. The last thing I saw
so hard he's having trouble now.
Yeah.
He
can't get it out of his head. He's still lapses into
TVs?
He did it in the movie.
Stop pooping.
Yeah.
He did it in the movie.
Of course. You can't have an Elvis movie and him not shoot the
did.
TV.
But
I don't even know that much about Elvis, but I know that.
Right. Apparently, he still lapses into that Elvis accent from time to time.
I can imagine.
And his friends are like, stop. We're all sick of it.
Stop what? Thank you very much.
I'm leaving.
Those sandwiches are gross. Stop eating them.
This is the worst D&D session I've ever been to. Stop that accent now.
The guy was...
Elves do not sound like that.
Elvis.
Elvis.
They all sound like that.
Jesus.
Excuse me, actually, I'm a half Elvis.
Nailed it.
Dark Elvis.
Dark Elvis is mad because Elvis took his music from Dark Elvis.
Ew.
Sorry, it had to be said.
You're not wrong. The guy that played him came from relative obscurity. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He was one of the characters in that. He played Tex, one of Charles Manson's guys.
Oh, okay. The guy I expected, whenever I saw him come on screen, I was like, that dude's gonna fuck some shit up. It's gonna be real gross.
Yeah. Well, he's Tex. He plays Elvis.
Was there a Manson Elvis connection?
No, not a connection, but it all that happened
happened
around the time Elvis was getting real popular.
Right.
So many major world events happened during Elvis's time in the spotlight. Martin Luther King was shot. Bobby Kennedy was shot. And of course, when Martin Luther King was murdered, that really hit Elvis hard
Yeah.
because he came from Memphis and he hung around the black music and the blues, and that's where he learned everything and all that,
all the gospel he
all those
sang
moves
and
and weird twitchy things that he does is from when he was in those churches, those old school churches where they were like, ooh, flipping out and dancing and just getting into the moment. That was legit. That was part of who he was, you know.
I did see that part in Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
It's like, stamps and what I've seen in Forrest Gump, postage stamps and what I've seen in Forrest Gump are like, that's my
I
Elvis.
did go, Melissa and I went to Tupelo and saw like the house Elvis was like born in and shit. It's like, oh, that's a shack. That is literally like like a small, like you would think it's a joke shack.
Yeah. For real. I mean, that, you know, it was amazing. But the guy's performance, you know, I frequently refer to Rami Malek's performance as Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody as being, you know, one of the best. Like that guy, to me, straight up got it right. He got it. He just got Freddie Mercury pegged to the best of my knowledge. And to know that he had Brian May and the other guys from Queen there to help steer him in the right direction tells me that he was doing it right. This guy played Elvis to that level, in my opinion. He was the perfect guy to be Elvis in this movie. And for that, it's 100% worth it. And the story's really good. I just think that it has a couple of things about it. Did y'all ever see Walk Hard?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Walk Hard is so good.
It was on today. We were talking about it last night. It came on cable.
That's
today.
a good follow-up.
It is. This is almost like the reverse parody of Walk Hard. It's like it plays out the same. And I get why, because Walk Hard picks on all these things.
Sure.
But the during the first part of the movie, they play some songs that sort of have some like Elvis stuff mixed in. They're like modern songs, modern like rap or modern, you know, R&B or something. But they'll have like a soundbite of one of Elvis's songs in there. And it just reminded me of at the end of Walk Hard when they're doing the Lifetime Achievement Award for Dewey Cox, and they've got like Jewel and Lyle Lovett, and they're playing this like rap version, and then you know Jewel's like hard, you know, it's just like it was so cringy, and they did that only for real. Like the music they were playing at the beginning was that for real. With
It was Jewel?
It might have been somewhere in there because like I said, it was so like chaotic. I couldn't really tell, but
I still love, I forgot what roast it was, where Jewel was a roaster, but of course, you know, all the roasters all roast each other.
Sure.
And what was it? Nikki Glazer, like, oh, Jewel is here. God, I don't want to badmouth Jewel. God already did that. So.
But anyway, Elvis is okay. Check it out if you get a couple hours and you care. I mean, even if you don't, it's still a pretty well done movie. I think the one thing for me was that Tom Hanks just didn't really shine in that one. And maybe it was because he was too good at
playing an asshole.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't that he was an asshole. It's just like he spoke with this weird Danish accent, right? The whole time. And it took me I couldn't pick up it's like, I feel like I've heard that accent before, but I don't know what it is. And then at some point they refer to him being from Holland. Bing, I got the Mike Myers, you know, Dutch accent in my head. I'm like, that's what it was. But at some point throughout the movie, Tom Hanks just stops speaking in an accent altogether. And it's just Tom Hanks in a big, you know, fat face mask, you know, doing his thing. But he just doesn't have the accent.
Stops.
And I feel like he just kind of phoned this one in. It just didn't really hit for me. That being said, it's definitely worth a watch if you like Elvis. If you want to know a little bit more about how that dude, because he was the real deal. He was a genuinely good dude who loved his music and took it very seriously, and got really badly fucked by his manager. Yeah. I would love to know what Elvis would have done.
Oh, yeah.
Out from under the thumb of that guy, and had he not passed away at such a young age, I would love to have seen Elvis's late life,
Sure.
his work later in life, because I think it would have been something really
Well, wasn't
special.
also like Elvis didn't he wanted to do music and not so much movies, but he was made to do movies.
He after so he was drafted and he did his service. Of course, he was protected and he wasn't sent to the front lines. I mean, it was all told it was easy service. He was just basically stationed in Germany for a couple of years, and then. But when he came back, the colonel's plan for him was to get him into movies. And then once that dried up, people stopped wanting to watch Elvis movies because they're all the same damn movie.
Yeah.
You know.
I was surprised he did more with Mary Tyler Moore. I saw that in the Elvis
Really?
Museum. I was like, that seems like a weird combination. I wouldn't think would go together.
That does.
I'd watch it though.
He was gonna be in A Star Is Born with Barbara Streisand,
Oh,
but that didn't work out. But those little Gidget style movies, they're all surfer movies or
Yep.
just whatever excuses for him to sing on camera, and that all kind of stopped. And then they were trying to do a Christmas special, and he basically said, fuck that, I'm not singing Christmas carols by a fire. And he shows up to the TV studio with his black leathers on and sings a medley of his old songs and plays gospel and all this kind of stuff, and it pissed off a lot of people. And then Bobby Kennedy was killed, like while they were filming that thing. And he comes on the next day and sings this protest song and gets really popular again. It's just his ups and downs that are just nuts. They do a good job of telling that story. So I give it a recommend. I give it a 3 stars. Check it out.
sounds good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go back to the movie review thing.
No,
but
man,
it's all
it
good.
just hit me that I had seen Elvis, and I wanted to talk about it. I just forgot.
No worries. Want to take a break? Come back.
Take a break,
talk
do some
about
game.
rival turf.
Rival
Okay.
Turf. Speaking of Elvis, I don't know what that is.
Let's work in as many Elvis references as we can.
Let's do it. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be really bad at that because I know postage stamps and Forrest Gump. It's like,
You can work with that.
we're back. In Hootie's form.
I subscribed to that. I don't know if you saw that. No,
I did. I did see that. Yeah.
it's a good subreddit.
What is it?
White girl booty.
Oh, okay.
It's Pogs.
It's like Pog
It's-
in
yeah.
Hootie form.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pogs are back in Hootie form.
Well, Rival Turf.
Rival turf.
The
Rival.
first game in the Rushing Beat series.
It
We've
is.
done the other two.
We have, which are Brawl Brothers and the Peacekeepers.
Yep. Which I preferred over this one.
Yeah.
Yep. But let's first talk about the box art. Sort of I guess that's the most legendary part of this game.
Yeah.
Which is its American box art.
It's pretty notorious.
I read some trivia about the box art.
Yeah?
About how game reviewers are like saying, could you have picked anything other than people your target audience's age looking like thugs?
Right.
There's a picture of 2 dudes on the front.
80s thugs.
2 preteens.
Preteens.
I mean, they're like,
Yeah.
there's no way these
Are
either
these
of
the
these
main
kids.
characters? No.
They're kind of dressed like them.
They're dressed
sort of
like 'em, but-
similar, so it's even more confusing.
You've got a skinny guy in an M. Bison cosplay, so I guess.
Right. But
So
not
what are
great.
your expectations from the box art?
Well, my expectation, if I didn't know what it was ahead of time, was that it was going to be a breakdancing style dance competition a la Breakin' and Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Boogaloo.
It's awful box art, but it is definitely on par with other Jellicoe titles.
I don't know, man. I think this is probably some of the.
pretty bad.
This is honestly some of the worst box art
Yeah,
in the history of the console.
Someone literally phoned this in.
I mean, like, people bag on Phalanx, and it's like, I get that. Old dude with a banjo, but they had, like...
There was a reason. That's like marketing, right?
There's like, because they're like, there's so many fucking games out there with spaceships on them. Like, let's do the spaceship real tiny as like a shooting star kind of deal. I get it. It doesn't tell you what the game's about at all. So, I mean, it's like, is it good communication? No, it's not. But, and I guess Rival Turf's box art beats it because it does communicate to me that this is probably B tier brawlers or beat 'em up or fighter. It could be a fighting game.
Yeah.
But the way they're dressed, I mean, it is like we have played Final Fight and we have dressed some children up in Final Fight costumes and took a photograph. It's sketchy. It feels
The kids
sketchy.
didn't know what they were doing.
It does. It feels exploitative a little bit. And
They
it's
got
like,
it out of a J.C. Penney catalog or something. You know, like they didn't even hire models. They just
it might have been a developer's kid or something. Or,
Halloween costume catalog or something.
yeah, no, it does.
How would you and Kyle like to pose for a picture?
Right.
Okay,
oh,
Dad.
yeah, cool. We're going to be respected, right?
People will love it.
Sure.
It's hip. It's now.
I might have thought it was like, oh, this is like MC Kids, but now for teenagers instead of kids. It's grown up.
And this to me was on par. It was on par with, but less amusing than the Dino City box art. You know.
Yeah, Dino City has more going for it, I feel like.
I mean, you could tell in Dino City they were trying to cram as much pop culture into one image as they could.
Yeah, with your shades and your Walkman.
This, they didn't even bother with the background. There was a building in the background. A very tall building, I think, is what that is.
Yeah, it's like a cityscape-ish thing, right?
This looks like one damn big building, like they're standing under it.
It's hard to look at anything but the fucking kids dressed as, like they're fresh off of Michael Jackson's Bad set.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
but it's like the ones who got cut.
They do the stage show.
They do the stage show. You're right.
Were the kids skateboarding in Ninja Turtles in the first one when Shredder's trying to pull them all in?
Exactly. Not Sam Rockwell, the other ones.
Rival Turf! Because it has the exclamation point on the end.
It is. They're excited about the turf part. This is, I mean, I know we didn't specifically get into it, but you mentioned the Rushing Beat series, and it's like, this is a belt-scrolling beat-em-up by Jalico, which I know we mentioned as well, which we've covered a lot of Jalico games, and the reason that we're covering this one is because it's on the SNES Online part of Nintendo Switch Online. So if you have a Nintendo Switch and you have the online service, then you can play this game while you listen to the show if you wanted to, or until you get tired of it.
Yeah, or just sit and look at the box art for a while and be kind of bothered.
Don't be creepy about it.
Bothered by it.
You definitely don't want your wife to walk in and be like,
What are you looking at?
What is
there,
that?
buddy?
Cool boys. Just looking at cool boys.
You don't understand. You run to your other room and shut the door. You go to your room and you get in trouble. You got the room you sleep in with your wife and then the trouble room. One day we'll have a kid and then he'll sleep in the trouble room and then I'll have nowhere to go.
Well, what if you were to, your experience with it, if you were to compare it to a movie, what movie would you compare it to?
Mine was Escape from L.A., the sequel to Escape from New York, starring Kurt Russell. Minus the surfboard scene. If you've ever seen Escape from L.A.,
Yeah.
it's a really long surfboard scene in which Kurt Russell surfs against one of the Carradine brothers down the L.A. River that is flooding. They're surfing it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. And then Steve Buscemi drives up in his red Cadillac convertible and rescues Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell's character.
I think, I'm assuming that it is extremely poignant that you chose Escape from L.A. and not Escape from New York.
Well, that's because this game takes place in L.A.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted to pick Escape from New York, but really they're similar, and this one is more obviously like Escape from L.A. You've got the thugs and you've got the crime is running rampant, and it's essentially Predator 2 or RoboCop. The gangs run the city.
Right.
There's even weird cars that drive through and hit you at some point. That's a big thing in Escape from L.A. Also, and I got some notes.
Okay.
Much like the plot of this game, Snake Plissken, Kurt Russell's character, is recruited involuntarily to obtain the remote control for an orbital weapon known as the Sword of Damocles from the newly created L.A. island. Because you see, in the year 2000, an earthquake hits, separates L.A. from the continental U.S.
We all remember.
Becomes its own. Yeah, we do. It's the same year that our game takes place. It becomes its own sort of island of crime. It's just run by criminals, and
It's like that island from Pinocchio, where the boys turn into donkeys.
Yeah. And I took some notes from Wikipedia on Escape from LA, if you'll bear with me.
Sure.
In 2000, the year 2000, a massive earthquake strikes the city of Los Angeles, cutting it off from the mainland as the San Francisco Valley floods. Declaring that God is punishing Los Angeles for its sins. I'm going to read this in the style of the opening to Clone Wars the series. This is how.
Oh, the series. Okay. All right. I was like, in silence and like a scroll.
Declaring that God is punishing Los Angeles for its sins, a theocratic presidential candidate wins election to a lifetime term of office. He orders the United States Capitol relocated from Washington, D.C. to his hometown of Lynchburg, Virginia, and enacts a series of strict morality laws.
What do they do in Lynchburg?
Do your homework, because I'm not going to talk about that. Violators are given a choice between the loss of U.S. citizenship and permanent deportation to the new Los Angeles island, or repentance and death by electrocution. Escape from the island is made impossible due to the containment wall erected along the mainland shore and heavy federal police presence monitoring the area. So now we have this super weapon called the Sword of Damocles, and the remote control makes its way into the hands of the president's daughter, who is being held captive, and they call in Snake Plissken to save the day. And he is not a willing participant, much like in Escape from New York.
Right.
He was given, instead of a exploding collar or whatever it was in Escape from New York, they inject him with a deadly virus that will kill him if he has not completed the tasks assigned to him and returned to them.
It's a fancy-ass virus.
24 hours. Very fancy. Chaos ensues. So this game reminded me of that.
I could see that, totally.
That dystopian kind of gangland. LA is lost. We must abandon ship.
No guns, though.
And no guns.
I don't think they named the city in the North American version of the game, but I think in the Japanese version it was Neo Cisco, I think is what it was.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So definitely the California vibes.
I mean, you look at the map in the game, it
Yeah.
looks like it's
totally. Oh
approximately
man, I want to
where
talk
LA
about.
is.
Can we talk about the map in the game?
Sure.
Where it's like obvious that like someone not from the United States developed the game, because it is like the western coast of North America is just like, it's almost as if it is like if California was gone.
It was like sliced off the bottom half, or just the big old wedge of the state of California. It just sort of dips in there.
It's wild. And I didn't even realize that it was North America. I didn't realize it was the United States until the game halfway through brings you to Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's like the name of the first mission in Mexico is like south of the border. And I was like, like in Mexico? And then like I look at the map and I was like, oh, this is the United States? This is North America? Oh, okay. I can see it now. It bears
they free-handed the coast.
resemblance, I guess, to the United
Whoever
States.
drew that map free-handed the West
If
Coast.
you saw it once and you're drawing it from memory.
Right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is totally like, yeah, we're going to describe a Pokemon to you and you're going to draw it. Have you never seen it before?
An electric rat. Can you draw that? Yeah, this is Pikachu.
So Escape from L.A.
All right.
Movie.
I like it.
I also have a Corey Feldman movie, but we'll get to that after
Okay.
you do yours. You guys do.
I chose one that you're not going to like. I can almost guarantee it. This doesn't really speak to the quality of the movie. Kind of, sort of. It kind of, sort of doesn't. But I chose Rush Hour. And I chose Rush Hour because it's
Through today's lens, definitely.
definite. Yes, thank you. That's a good way of putting that. Through today's lens, because like, man, I loved Rush Hour when Rush Hour came out. I loved Rush Hour.
Chris Tucker.
And Jackie
right?
Chan.
Okay.
Yes. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? Yes. Rush Hour. Loved it when it came out. I still love it, but it's one of those things where it's like Henry wouldn't, like, like it's one of those movies, and it's not because it's did anything bad. It's just dated. It's just a dated movie.
Right.
And so there were 3 Rush Hours. And then a TV series I found out about when I was doing
I didn't know
research
that.
on Rush
I didn't
Hour.
either.
All right.
And then some, I guess, promo photos of Rush Hour 4. And I was like, there's a Rush Hour 4? And I kind of looked into it, and it's like, well, this isn't Jackie Chan or Chris Tucker. Is this real? And then I stopped researching because it was like, I'm done.
I don't
This is
want to know.
enough. Yeah.
I don't want to know.
This is enough. But I'm going with the knowledge that there are 3 Rush Hours, whether or not there are more than that. Just like there are 3 games in the Rushing Beat saga. Rush Hour being a dated movie, much like this is a dated game. I do feel like there are some belt-scrolling beat-em-ups that really stand the test of time. I don't think that this is one of them. And also, it's a buddy cop movie. You have two people who are going out and they're fucking solving a fucking crime through violence.
Yeah. Like you do.
Like you do in this game, Rival Turf. You've got Jack Flack, whose girlfriend has been kidnapped, and then he recruits his police friend Uzi,
Which I thought would be a gun reference. I thought UZI, gun reference. Then when I played the game, not so much.
he sweats ooze. What is it a reference to? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's spelled like ooze, so it's like,
It is.
Why?
It is. Yeah, it is spelled like ooze and not like the gun.
Yeah.
It's true. They were okay.
Is it should it be Aussie? Is it a mistranslation?
I don't know, but they had different names in Japan. So I don't know. Like someone named them something different for the U.S. Probably the person who made the call on the box art.
He's a slimy cop. Uzi.
And he is the one I referenced to earlier, who is an M. Bison cosplayer. Like, I mean, just straight up.
Oh yeah.
This game was like, we like Street Fighter 2 and we like Final Fight, and we're gonna make a game that does those things. And
We're gonna make the Kmart version of those together.
right. Yeah. So Rush Hour.
Nice.
But I hope Rush Hour 4 actually starred Jet Li and Cat Williams. So just a little off center for each of them.
Oh man, you know what is wild is, I guess maybe it's not wild, it was just kind of sad. When I was doing I didn't go down like a deep dive on Rush Hour, but I mean a little bit. Enough where I was like, Rush Hour 4, when I was, how Google will give you like suggested searches when you start typing stuff in. I wanted to make sure that Chris Tucker was in Rush Hour. I wanted to make absolutely sure, because I'm like, it was Chris Tucker in Rush Hour, right? So when I was typing it in, it was like, I was like, is Chris Tucker, and I was going to finish it in Rush Hour. Want to be absolutely certain. What I got was, from Google, is Chris Tucker and Chris Rock the same person? And then I was like, whoa, this is either wildly racist or like a really cool conspiracy theory where Chris Rock and Chris Tucker are indeed the same person.
And you know this.
That's why Will Smith slapped him. He knew.
He knew. He's a doppelganger slayer is what he is. Yeah. So what movie did you have for this one, Tyler?
Well, I was doing I'm not a movie guy, so I was doing research as to putting in my concept of this game, trying to match it to a movie, and I found one. And I watched the trailer, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, this fits." And I scrolled down to the YouTube comments. It's like, "Oh, it looks like everybody fucking loves the shit out of this movie I've never heard of." So maybe the real translation of Rival Turf to moviedom lies somewhere in the middle of my movie and my Feldman movie.
Okay.
So my movie, maybe you guys have seen it, the 1984's Streets of Fire.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen
Never
that.
seen it, with a very irrationally young Willem Dafoe and Diane Lane.
It's been forever since I've seen it, but I have seen it.
But it looks like something like that would be the world Rival Turf is set in.
Okay.
Where it's all these weird different gangs and crazy clothing, but it's all music centric. Every gang is different and centered around music.
Huh.
And Willem Dafoe is like, it's almost like a ghoul talking to a regular person, like, "Oh, smooth skin. It's smooth skin Dafoe." Like, he's that young. It's weird. And Diane Lane looks just like Mandy Moore at that age.
Really?
That's also
That's so funny.
I made Anna so upset when I showed her that clip because we were sitting and she was doing that exact same stuff. She kept going. We were watching TikTok. She's like, "Oh, that's so funny." And I was like, "Everybody stop. And I want you to watch this." And she was like, "I did not come here to be assaulted."
I cannot hear that phrase and not think of Mandy Moore on Scrubs. Like, it's impossible. It's inseparable. And even when I say it, because I definitely say it, and every time I do, I'm like, man, I hope no one mentions Mandy Moore from Scrubs.
So Streets of Fire, which everybody was like, "This is my favorite movie ever."
Is it good, Ian?
I can't remember. It's just I don't remember a thing about it. I know I've seen it, but it's been so long. I would have to rewatch it.
It kind of sounds like The Warriors a little bit.
It does sound
from
like
the
the
description.
Warriors, like
Except for the music-centric stuff.
right.
So then the other spectrum, which still kind of touches on what you were saying, Dave, about like the buddy cop. National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1.
Oh my
It's the other side.
Is that your Corey
Feldman's
Feldman?
in that.
He's in that?
Yeah.
What is this? This is a real movie?
He's got like a bit part in it.
So it's got Emilio Estevez and
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson.
You said it's so, and then you didn't give me an adjective. I'm assuming you were going to say good.
I love
Raven?
That's so Raven. Is Raven Simone in the movie?
It's obviously a parody of Lethal Weapon.
Is Raven Simone and Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven the same person?
Yes.
Is that person? Well, I remember searching, like, I was putting in, why wasn't Jesse in the Saved by the Bell movie? And Google was like, did you mean why wasn't Jesus in the Saved by the Bell movie?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
actually, I did.
Google.
Where was Jesus? One of the things I remember about Loaded Weapon was, in Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson's character lives in a trailer, like a camper on the beach. When they shot the movie, it just looked like there's no way this could be there could be this much in this thing,
Mm-hmm.
And in Loaded Weapon, when he walks into the camper, it's like palatial. It's like, as big as there's columns in it. It's funny. It's really a good parody.
It's the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's like the TARDIS.
Bigger on the inside.
Bigger on the inside, yes.
So yeah, somewhere between those two, that's where I see Rival Turf.
Okay. Ian, if this were a Corey Feldman, how is this game like Corey Feldman? Let me put it.
Well, I will refer to a movie that I hadn't heard of until today.
Okay.
When I did a search for Rival Turf Corey Feldman, just to see what would come up. Strangely enough, a movie did come up called A Dangerous Place. And it had a little tagline of ... and a deadly experience. This movie is from 1995. A high school black belt infiltrates a brutal rival karate team in order to discover the truth behind his older brother's death. Corey Feldman is the leader of the rival karate team. They're bad guys. A couple of notable quotes from this movie. Revenge is the dark side of honor. And I don't need guidance. I need backup.
I like that one a lot.
It's just basically a more violent Karate Kid. But it had like, that kind of gangy thing going, and it's as close as I could get for Corey Feldman on that one.
I'm not going to lie to you. Karate Kid could definitely use some more violence.
It needs it.
It could.
It really does.
And that's not a
Less
joke.
waxing.
That's
and more
not
violence.
a joke. It could definitely use more violence. More child violence.
Yes.
Okay, that part was a joke. But
I mean, if you don't like watching kids kick each other's asses, then what's wrong with you?
I mean, there's a subreddit for that, and it is disturbing. It's
Oh,
one of
really?
it's one of those. Do you ever get like suggested subreddits and stuff? I don't know why subreddit, like all of a sudden Reddit was like, I bet this dude likes watching kids beat up other kids. And I was like, no, Reddit, I just want porn. That's all.
Porn and rival turf. Yeah, kids beat kids.
Yeah. You looked up Rush Hour? I don't know, man. You probably like kids beating up other kids. So yeah, like there's this, I can't remember the name of the subreddit, but like that's what it is. It's just videos of that. And it's like, I made the mistake of watching one of them because I was like, how bad this is, like, what is this?
Yeah.
It was bad. Like, it was bad.
Like bum fights, but with kids?
I mean, it wasn't exploitative like Bum Fights was.
It was somebody holding
It was
a
just
camera
someone was
while
holding
a
the
couple of
camera.
kids are fighting.
And it, like, I had that response that people a lot, I like found footage films, but a lot of people hate them. And their main complaint is, well, why isn't the person with the camera helping? That was me watching these kids beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
It's like, why isn't that person? Oh, it's because they're encouraging the people. Okay, that's why.
They
'Cause
want this to
and
happen.
it was just fucking gross. And then it's like, so of course I got into the comments because I was like, what are people saying about? Are they excited about this? Fortunately, like they weren't. Fortunately, they weren't. They were like, what the fuck? This is fucked up. And then like the original poster was like, the person beating a kid up in the video, like one of the kids. And then it was just this whole like back and forth of people like coming at this. It was a girl. And it was like, the video is fucking awful. It was like a group of girls, these big girls, and they just beat the shit out of like a girl who was clearly like in elementary school. I mean, it was like, and so I went to the comments because I was like, did these people go to jail? Like, what happened? You know, like, what the fuck? And it's like the girl in the comment, like the original poster, she was like she was like the main one beating up this little kid. And she was all like, you don't know me, you know, like doing all that shit. And it was like, fuck, man. Like, I hope that kid was okay because you guys like really beat the shit out of that kid.
Damn.
Like, and it was, so yeah. Fortunately, Reddit now is like, okay, we get it. You just like porn, but you do like funny dogs too?
You did Google Rush and Beat series 3 times.
Yeah. So, man, I kind of wish I could give this the name of the subreddit just to like legitimize what I've said.
I
But
wish you wouldn't.
But don't. It's
not drive
It's
traffic.
fucking horrible. It's the worst. And it is like, it was one of those where it was like, I was like, can I turn these suggested things off? Because I'm just trying to watch porn here, man. Like, that's literally what I use this platform now. And that's it. And I'm kind of on the tail end of that too, because it's just like, all it is like OnlyFans ads, which is, that's fine. But it's like, it's not a gripe about that, but it's just like, man, it sure has changed, hasn't it?
Remember when a woman would show herself doing stuff, sexual stuff, just for attention and not for money?
I mean, look, if you can
want to see the rest, you can go to my OF.
If you can get the money, get the money.
Absolutely.
Do it. But I mean, my point is that I only have so much of it.
Right.
And it's like,
I've got it, and I'm not going to sit. It's like going through Netflix without having any idea what you want to watch.
yeah.
You're like, nothing, everything looks good, but nothing looks good. And it's like, you go through, you're going through OnlyFans, and you're like, I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to spend $5 on
I get
that.
it. Yeah.
So what if it sucks?
Sometimes
then I've
it's-
wasted $5, and I don't have $5 to spend on something that might not suck.
Sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it's great. My code of honor when it comes to OnlyFans. There's 2 rules, just 1 subscription per month, and I clear it with the boss beforehand.
Yeah, there you
where
go.
it's like, hey, just want to let you know, check this out, OnlyFans, gonna buy this.
Throw a few bucks at a
throw a few
sex
bucks.
worker, and that's totally fine.
Yep.
It's no but for me, I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to pay for that. I want to help, but I don't have any money. So I don't know what to pick, and I'm always afraid.
Can I watch ads and earn points? Did you know?
That's what they need.
Yeah. Can I just idle this and like log in tomorrow and check on my crops?
Is there a Raid Shadow Legends ad I can watch for like a minute? And then... Have you seen the TikTok trend of the mom like going up and talking to like a 5-year-old kid? Like, there's another mom who's really mad at me and she wants to fight me, but she has a daughter your age. I need you to go with me and fight the daughter, and getting the little kid's reaction to those.
No.
Sometimes they're like, I don't know. Otherwise, like, okay, yeah, let's go fight.
Yeah, I heard about it from I found out about it through a coworker, and she was like, yeah, so I showed it. She didn't show it to her daughter. She just asked. She saw the TikTok, so she asked her daughter, who's like 4, and her daughter was like, no. Like just stone faced, like staring at her. No. She's got a very serious kid. All of her stories are like about her daughter. It's just how serious she is.
She's got a well in the backyard that she looks at.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Waiting for adulthood.
She's not. I don't know about that. She's just serious. I wouldn't say she's mature. She doesn't sound mature. She just sounds very like matter of fact. Like, I'm going to tell you how I feel about a thing in a succinct way.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
Getting right to it.
Yeah.
Still pretty impressive. Well, you guys have any 3 good things and 3 bad things to say about Rival Turf?
I have a few. I like the fact that it has 2-player support.
That is nice.
It's
not all beat 'em ups do that.
Not a great game, but again, not all beat 'em ups do that.
Yeah, that's mine too.
It was nice to have that as an option, even though I didn't play with 2 people. I felt like the moveset was easy to get used to and use.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
It was a straightforward. And again, it's kind of like, what was that last one we did? It was another beat 'em up we played recently. I can't remember what it is now.
Double Dragon 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Felt like, compared to that,
Oh, boy.
I liked having the simplistic moveset.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
don't-
Yeah.
You
The
don't
controls
need all
are-
this strange shit. Just,
Yeah.
I can jump, I can punch, I can
Yeah.
kick, I can throw. Throwing was easy.
The throwing in this
and
game.
powerful.
Yeah.
Like everyone gets throwed, everyone gets dead.
Who did you play as?
I mostly played as the M. Bison looking guy.
Really?
But I
Okay.
play-
I
but
did- I did
as
too.
Really?
I like, what was the first guy's name?
Jack Black. Not to be
Flack.
confused with Jack Black.
I played a little bit as him. He's a lot faster, obviously.
Yeah.
And his throws.
See, yeah, that's why I
grab, throw, grab, throw, grab, throw. It was.
I started
easy.
with M. Bison because I was like, it's M. Bison.
Right. Me too. That's why I picked him.
It's M. Bison. Of course, he's going to be the best. And then when I died with him, I tried Jack, and I was like, oh man, I like his throws so much better. And that's how I played the game.
And the
was
kicking,
just trying to throw.
Jack's kicking was nice. He had
Yeah.
some good kick moves. You got a lot of range.
Reach, yeah, for sure.
And then the last thing I said was also in contradiction to Double Dragon 3, plenty of lives, plenty of continues. Enough
That
to
is
keep
true.
you entertained and not have to feel like, you have to keep starting over and starting over. I like when they're generous with that stuff because they're like, hey, maybe we're going to make this a little harder over here, this, that, or the other, but we're going to give you a fair shake because we're going to give you like 5 lives and 5 continues. So you essentially start the game with 25 lives,
Which you need.
which you definitely need.
It's a hard game.
It's not easy, but I thought it was leaps and bounds easier than Double Dragon 3,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. So this is on one of my bad things. But since we're talking about it, this game is not forgiving at all. And that's where I feel like the difficulty comes in. Because like a lot of times when I would die in it, I didn't feel like it was fair. And this is why. Because it's like there are regular enemies that can hit you 3 times and you're dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's like, so
if you get picked up and thrown, like the throws are equally powerful for the enemy as they are for you.
Right.
I mean, I got dead many times because I had half a health bar and an enemy would body slam me or whatever, and I would just
You're done. Oh yeah, those body
dead.
slams are fucking brutal.
Yeah.
That Arnold does.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're brutal because it drops you down to like less than like a fifth of your health. I mean, it's
you
ridiculous.
get hurt as much you get hurt as much as you hurt them.
Yeah.
Like it's equal in that regard. So you may be cleaning up house, but it only takes one of them to get their hands on you, and
It's hard to disengage
you.
once they do.
it really
is.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Which I don't know. You might like. Some people might like that, but it makes sense to me that they would give you a bunch of lives and continues, because I can't imagine if they didn't give you that, because I mean it was like this is the first level. I mean I died and it was just like, good Lord,
Yeah.
like so fast.
Well, and they'll put so much on the screen with you at a time, and I don't know if that's mitigated by having 2 players because of the sprite limit. If you
Maybe.
had 2, maybe they don't have as many or 1 less, I guess is all it would really be.
Yeah, maybe.
But they would get you. And what I had a couple of those kind of, the non-forgiving thing for me was like when I would like bust a trash can and there would be a knife. I could never hit anything with
Oh,
the
fuck
shit
no.
I was
Fuck no,
throwing.
you couldn't. Fuck
you
no.
throw it and it like, now if I did an uppercut on a guy, I'm at the bottom of the screen, there's a guy like more than halfway up from me and I do an uppercut, that dude's going down. But if I picked up a knife or a rock or something and threw it, it would miss every time. I don't know where I
Yeah.
needed to be on the screen to hit him with that. And that's valuable fighting time that you lose bending over to pick
To pick it up. Yeah.
It's like, just if it's going to be that fucking impossible to use, just don't put it in there.
Well, that's like you talking about that reminded me of the grenades in the game and the dynamite,
Oh, the
where it's
goddamn
like
dynamite.
it's the opposite, where it's like the hurt box on the dynamite. It's like way bigger than the
Yeah,
sprite.
you need to get the fuck away from dynamite.
like
or-
as far away as
Yes,
possible. I mean,
exactly.
even when you're throwing it, because I
Yeah.
mean, it's like don't be anywhere near that shit.
Well, that was a life lesson they were really trying
Yeah.
to push. Even if you throw it, don't get close to it.
don't
Run away.
play with dynamite.
And if you do, remember, most of the explosion is invisible.
Lost won't come out for another like 20 years for you to learn a dynamite lesson. It's right here.
It's like Ricky Bobby when he gets out, he thinks he's on fire. It's invisible fire, and he's
Right.
running around in his underwear. What's wrong? I'm on fire. I've been hit by dynamite. I thought the sound was bad.
Really?
Yeah.
The sound, like what part of the
Mostly
sound?
The
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
But like everything you hit or kill or whatever, or when you make a jump attack, it's all the same sound,
Yeah.
only pitch adjusted.
Yeah.
And it kind of, that's like really irritating, repetitive sounds bother me. Like phone ringing and nobody picks it up type of thing. I picked up phones at Walmart in the sporting goods.
What do you want?
Because no one's around. The phone just keeps ringing.
Yep.
Their phone system isn't designed to send them back to the operator. I will pick it up and hang it up.
Yeah.
After I'm looking for something and it's been ringing for 5 straight minutes, I'm hanging up that fucking phone.
Man, I tone a bunch of shit out. I can't tell you last time I heard a phone ring.
I can't.
That's not even a joke.
It's not as much now as it used to be, but it's just one of those things for me. I cannot tune out irritating, repetitive sounds. And when I was playing this game, I had that experience. It's like, I'm like, God, please. I just ended up having to turn the sound down because it didn't help anything. So it was fine to just play it without sound.
Just today, I was at home when Henry got home from school. Just today, I was playing Multiverses on the couch. Nikki's sitting next to me. Henry's on the chair. And we're just hanging out. And then she says to him, will you stop that? I've asked you 3 times to stop that. And I'm like, what is she talking about? Stop what? And I'm not saying anything. I'm just thinking like, stop what? So then I start to pay attention, right? And I keep an ear open. And then I hear her say again, I'm not going to ask you again. That stop. If you're going to do that in your room. But I can't deal with it. And I'm like, what is she talking about? So then I just stare at him, and when I'm looking at him, I see him move his mouth and make a eek noise.
Oh,
and
God,
my brain was just like, that ain't a noise. Don't worry about it. That's just a kid being a fucking kid. You just ignore that shit.
All right.
I had an experience like that today too. I'll tell you about it in a second.
I didn't hear it at all. And I know I was like, my attention wasn't fully on him when it was going on, but like when it was, my attention was divided, my brain was just like, this noise. Cut it. It's the noise filter on. This noise. Don't worry about it.
It's like your nose. We're not seeing that. We're not hearing that over there. We're good. There
right?
we go.
Yeah. Exactly.
You're just like Tanya in that regard. She could tune out things like that because she's around Cohen so much, who never ever stops making noise. He is constantly talking or making some kind of noise, and I worried about him going to school. Apparently, it's not a problem at school. It's only a problem at Graham's and Pappy's house.
That makes sense.
But she's around him all the time. He's always making some kind of racket, some kind of fucking noise. And I, being me, can't stand that shit. And so I come in from work and he's staying the night or something. He's over there making some fucking noise. And I'm like, stop.
Like, what kind of noise?
I'm the Nikki in this equation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop it. And she's like, oh, just tune it out. And I'm like, I can't. We go to pick him up from his first day of school yesterday. He starts the kindergarten yesterday. And Tanya's going to have to pick him up in the afternoons because his parents both work.
Sure.
So I was off yesterday. So I went with her and we went and got in the long fucking line to pick up the kids at school. It was ridiculous. But anyway, he got a slap bracelet.
Nice.
As a prize.
That's great. They're coming back because Henry came home with one too.
Yeah, he was good. He was on green all day, and I guess he got a slap bracelet for something.
On green.
That's all the girls. Yeah, the green cars, the lights, and the whole. I talked today. Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. How many laps did someone do? Henry come home with the scoop where it's like, so and so did 4 laps today.
Oh,
this cute prison system that we're in.
Yeah.
There's this little girl that lives next door to us with her mom, and she started kindergarten yesterday as well, but she goes to a different school. And apparently her I don't want to say her name. She's an adorable little kid, but she is a holy fucking terror. And apparently on her first day of kindergarten, she screamed, "I hate you" at another little girl and slapped her. So Tanya told Cohen about this.
Did you think she was Chris Rock?
I guess. Yes. She thought she was Eddie Murphy.
Don't you ever touch a black man's rodeo. Slaps her in the face.
I meant Will Smith.
That's not even the right movie.
Why did I go to Eddie Murphy? I meant Will Smith. Anyway, so then Tanya...
Is Will Smith Eddie Murphy?
Maybe.
Let me ask Google. Hold on. I got to wade through 3 videos of children fighting each other to give you the answer, but...
Tanya told Cohen about this, and of course he was going around telling everyone that she got put on because they're buddies. They play. Yeah. When he's over, they'll have play dates and stuff. And anyway, he gets in the car and we're driving him home. I'm trying to get him to talk about his day at school, and he's clicking the slap bracelet. He's not slapping it on his arm. He's doing the.
That's a good sound.
Unless it isn't.
Unless you're not the one doing it.
It's a good sound 3 times.
Oh, you would hate me.
We don't live that far from his school, but it sure felt like it. We got about halfway home, and he had probably clicked that thing 500 times. And I said, Cohen, dude, stop clicking that bracelet. Just stop. Just don't do it anymore until you are home and in another room. And then that lasted about 15 seconds until it was like click, click. Of course, then I'm like, what did I just tell you about? And I'm like,
give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
I'm trying not to like jump his ass because he just had a good first day at school.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be like that asshole grandfather that comes to pick him up and tells him to shut up. But I needed him to shut up because it was driving me crazy, which is why the sound in this game bugged me.
I get it.
Very long way around.
Yeah. But it was an enjoyable way around. Tyler, you said that you had a similar experience.
It's just like that today. So I had my RetroPie hooked up to the bedroom TV, and that's what I was playing Rival Turf on. And so I play it, and then I'm just go out check out some other games, just because I like go through that list and see like what have we not gotten to yet, just kind of get an idea. But if I don't have any certain things selected, and I'm playing a Super Nintendo game, it just plays the first 5 or 6 seconds of the Super Mario theme.
Right. I've heard that.
That's all it does. So I just set it down, and I'm making my notes, and I'm looking at Rival Turf stuff, and that's just playing over and over and over again. And I've tuned it out. I don't even hear it until finally Melissa, like, what the fuck? How are you not insane? What are you talking about? What do you mean? What am I talking about? Is this not driving you crazy? I was like, oh, that. No. Just doing this. Can't you hear that? Yeah.
He could be out doing drugs, Melissa.
Yeah, you and my dad just let me click the mouse playing Diablo 2.
Come on, Taz.
Come on, Taz, chill out.
Don't do my boy like that.
Damn, I wish God you had said that. Yes, come on.
I need to do that. Oh, shit.
Goodness.
There are some things I definitely can't tune out, though. I mean, like when it's when it's whining, whew, man, that's just like a. Dude, we got to nip this in the bud, man. You got to I understand you're upset, but let's express it a different way because this sucks.
Yeah, we shut that down too.
Yeah. But the reason I wanted clarification on what you didn't like about the sound in the game is because on my good list, I've got the music because I think the music in this game is pretty damn good.
The music wasn't bad at all
For what it is, too. I'm making that comment under the lens of viewing it through this is a Jalico game.
Yeah.
That is a pretty. I liked this game.
Yeah, it was fine.
I liked this game. It's not my favorite.
It was fine.
But I liked it.
Yeah.
But it's like, even liking it, I think is because it's like I understand what else Jalico has developed. You know what I mean? It's one of those
They've
where
had
it's like,
some really.
that's pretty good, Jalico. Yeah, for you. That's pretty good.
They stayed in green. They stayed on green today with Rival Turf.
Yes.
And I liked Inferno, and was it Inferno, the firefighting one?
No, but the Ignition Factor.
Ignition Factor.
Thank
I like
you.
that one. There've been a few of these Jalico games that I have liked. They have been outweighed by the ones I haven't.
Sure.
But every squirrel gets its nut eventually, right? This one was okay. It was fine.
There's a poster. There's an in-game poster for Earth Defense Force in the game.
Nice.
Yeah, when you're playing through one of the 3 Mexico stages, I think it's stage 5, you go through an office and there's a cubicle that has
an EDF.
Yeah, it's EDF. It's this blue rectangle that says EDF, and I was like, when I saw it, I was like, surely they don't mean. And then I saw the really super pixelated simple drawing of the spaceship, and I was like, they do mean.
They are showing pride.
I know
in their legacy. I like
Right,
that. I
right.
like that. That's good. Good for you, Jalico.
Right?
Give Jalico give Jalico a slap bracelet. They were so good today.
Oh, Jalico's popping that shit over and over and over again.
Yeah, for sure.
You know it.
That's what they recorded and modified for this sound that it was driving me crazy.
How can you say that the sound in this game is not good, Ian, when it starts up Jalico? It's like they blew their sound budget on their logo.
Half the
piece,
cartridge is that sound.
Jalico. Wow, that's impressive. I bet this is gonna be a good game.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind that. If they did it 1,000 times over and over again, I would have thrown the fucking thing to the ground. Metaphorically, I can't afford to buy a new Switch. I would have just turned it off, really.
I don't know, man.
Aggressively.
It's time to make a
Press that
statement.
Take off the Joy-Cons and throw them on the couch.
These drift anyway. Fuck them.
Oh, speaking of Joy-Cons, this is off topic a little bit, but did you see that Nintendo Switch Sports Online or whatever updated soccer to be more leg centric?
More leg centric.
Like you can wear you can do what's called leg strap mode now, and it's all leg except for when you're running, and you got to do your arms like you're jogging in place. But
so they've done more with the leg stuff.
Yeah,
because I know originally you could do the strap from
the Wii Fit.
Wii Fit.
or the-
Thank you. And
not
do
Wii
the
Fit,
kicking
but-
stuff.
Ring Fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like all that.
Oh, okay.
I got some cheap leg straps off of Amazon.
Yeah.
And tried. It's
they
pretty cool.
Probably work better than the first party ones.
Yeah, and there's some more moves in volleyball and stuff. But I introduced Cohen to badminton.
Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah, badminton's
God.
good.
He got his first smash and he was hooked.
Nice.
But anyway, that I don't know what even got me thinking about that.
Have they added more sports to that yet?
Oh, it was throwing Joy-Cons is what got me thinking. Not yet, no.
That's when I'm coming back.
Golf is coming.
That's when I'm coming
from what I
back. I'm waiting
understand.
until then.
I haven't really played online that much, and I want to because I want to get stuff.
Yeah.
I want to earn goodies, but
I really like those 2 weekends that I played it a lot.
yeah,
And then
it's a
it was,
fun little game.
And then it was kind of like, yeah, this was fun. I'm waiting for I'll be back when you have more sport.
It's become kind of a ritual at our house now. When Cohen spends the night on a weekend, we bowl.
That's
We do
nice.
bowling, and now he does a little badminton. And now that I've got my Xbox, he'll be like, "Can I play badminton?" I'm like, "Fuck it, I don't care."
Yeah.
I'll hook it up to the TV.
Oh, actually, Pappy destroyed those Joy-Cons.
See, there was this really annoying noise.
You know how I am about noises, right?
Right? See, you would be able to play badminton, but if it weren't for an annoying noise, keep that in mind. This could easily have been your fault, Cohen.
Pappy, was this my slap bracelet that's in the trash?
Turns out, yes, it was. Turns out a pair of kitchen shears really does a number on those things. Should have heard the sound it made when I was cutting it into a million little pieces.
I bet that was a good sound.
It would have been a good sound. Would have felt good, too. Would have snapped through it, you know?
I don't know. They're kind of curved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be
Would've just
scared
been
to cut that.
Snick.
Something about that. I don't know.
I'm not very good at beat 'em up games.
No.
I'm just not.
Generally, I'm not either.
Yeah. So I thought this was like fun enough and easy enough that I was able to progress through it with all the lives. So
Yeah.
that's fun. Like 2-player, yes. Fun and easy, yes. One thing I was confused about because the SNES Drunk video talks about angry mode or whatever in 2
Yeah.
and 3.
Yeah.
I thought this one wasn't supposed to have it, but the version I
does
played
have it.
did
It does have
On
it.
the Switch Online, for
and
sure.
I like that. I
like
the
it
angry
too.
mode is a fun.
What was
that's
the
only
deal
thing
with
that's
angry mode?
different. When you get low in health, or I think you can trigger it somehow, you just start flashing and you do a fuck ton more damage.
And you're invincible.
Yeah.
Oh,
You can't be hurt. You do more damage. And it triggers, if there's a way that you can trigger it yourself, I need to find that because there are times where it is like, it'll trigger. It's usually triggered when you're like hit by a combo. And it's like, which is great because it's like, yeah, fuck, I can get out of this combo now and kill this guy. But like what happens is it's like, oh, I've just managed to get comboed by the last guy in this group. So now like all this anger is going to
nowhere
waste.
to put it.
So
Yeah.
Where do I put my anger?
So whenever I'm probably like pushing buttons to try and get out of a combo, I thought I was triggering it, but it was probably just the combo dealing a bunch of damage to me.
I mean, maybe I don't know because I mean I'm also doing the same thing, trying to get out of a
Yeah.
combo. Like so, maybe the button presses.
And there's you can put in a code at the beginning and make it do like the Japanese version. Apparently,
I didn't know that, but that makes sense because you could do that with the Peacekeepers. I think.
so you do like BAXY over and over and over when the Jellicoe screen pops up, and once it goes away, it'll glitch, and then you're in like the Japanese version.
Nice. There's a way to change
And that's cool.
all the names in the game. Did you know that? This is not a joke about Shining Force 2. It's not. I swear to you, it's not. There is a way that there's a code that you can put in. You have to not beat the game. You have to get on the scoreboard at the end. And then if you enter your name as some abbreviation of character customization, I think it's like car cuss or something like that. Something like that. You get brought to a screen where they list all the names in the game of like all the enemies and I think also the fighters, and you can go through and you can change them all if you feel like naming 20 dudes. You know,
Okay.
That is cool. I like that too. Did you guys see the warp that you can get to?
I read about some of them.
I watched a 25 something minute speed run where it's really weird because I saw it where he's fighting and then he goes in like into the background to some door and you're in like remember Illusion of Gaia, the space where you would activate Freeman or Shadow? It's like this weird background and this weird floor.
Sure.
And then there's a statue that it's really fucked up looking. It looks like the Master from Fallout 1. It's like looks like a weird human flesh prison with these flashing lights, and it says destroy the statue before time is out. And it doesn't look like you're doing any damage to it, and then it cracks, and then you warp somewhere else.
That is oddly specific.
It was very bizarre.
It does sound very bizarre. Yeah, when I read about the warps, what I thought was weird was that like how to activate them, because like you need to have like a specific certain number of kills before you can go through like I read about 2 warps, but they didn't mention this weird fucking like cult statue and shit.
It was really like I watched it, was like, this is okay. I mean, I guess it's he's bending reality, so I guess it should look fucked up as opposed to everything
That
else.
sounds like that fucking urban legend Majora's Mask haunted cartridge shit to me.
Or the drowned Ben or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, core nightmare activated.
But like that kind of leads in like one of the other things that I like about this game is how it handles score. I don't remember how it's handled in the other 2 games in the series. So if it's handled the same way, sorry. But I just realized it playing this one. But like instead of your score like being a number, and like instead of it like assigning you an arbitrary amount for like punching a guy, you know, it gives you for every person that you kill, you get a tiny little portrait of that person up above your health bar.
Yeah.
So it's like once that gets to a stack of 10 of them, it changes to the number 10. And then so it keeps doing that. So, and this is one thing, I legitimately do love this about this game. I love this mechanic. Because a lot of beat 'em ups have a special move that you use, and when you use it, it takes from your health. You spend health to do a powerful move.
Yep.
This game has special moves in it. You press B, and like Jack will do this wide 360 sweep, and it's great. I love it. But in this game, in Rival Turf, instead of it taking your health, you trade 5 guys that you've killed. You trade 5 human
5 souls
to perform that. So as long as you have those souls, you
It's
can
like a power meter.
It is
for your special. I did not know that.
That's your
cool.
currency.
You give them to the weird interdimensional master.
Right. That's what made me think of it. So I think that's a neat mechanic, because I hate the mechanic where it's like, yeah, you can do this. You can do this really great move that clears the screen, but it's going to cost you a quarter of your health.
Yeah.
Unless there's a mechanic like in Streets of Rage 4, you can regain that health.
Right.
That's fun.
In this case,
it's risk reward.
Yeah.
It's not just risk.
In this one, it sounds more like, the juice is more worth the squeeze. It's
Right.
like you're not losing vital stats. You're losing something you've accumulated.
Right.
So, yeah.
Mike, a Hagar turning in a circle in Final Fight takes
Right.
like a quarter of your health.
Yeah.
That sucks. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
it's wild. Yeah. And I mean, in that regard, I think, look, this is not a hot take, but I mean, there could be an argument made that Rival Turf is a better game on the Super Nintendo than Final Fight. Like, I know let Dave drag his horse out again and be like, Final Fight is only 1 player. Let's trot that around.
That is awful. It's fucking awful.
Look, if you're going to hold this game up to the candle of that or Double Dragon 3, it's absolutely a stronger entry.
I think it's a better game than Double Dragon 3, but it's we get in weird territory because it's NES versus SNES.
Well, that's not wrong.
I
I wasn't thinking about that. You're right about that.
I went back and played Final Fight because I wanted to directly compare the two, because
Yeah.
I felt like this feels like Kmart Final Fight. So I played through it. Okay, so Final Fight plays faster. I think the sound effects of like hitting a dude in Final Fight are infinitely more satisfying.
The polish in Final Fight is way
weird.
better.
But I had a better time playing Rival Turf. It was easier for me to play. I got ganked real quick in Final Fight.
Me too. I agree.
This is not. I'm not trying to be shitty by asking this question, but did you know that you can dash in this game?
I remember seeing it on the option screen, but I never did it.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't either. I couldn't. I knew it could be done, but I didn't know how to do it.
By default, you hold down the right trigger, the R button, and you essentially double your speed. So the only reason I bring it up is because this game's it's faster than Final Fight.
Oh, see, I never played with that then.
Because Final Fight is one of those, there's no way to dash. And every time I play Final Fight, I'm like, I like this, but it's slow. It always feels slow, especially compared to like Streets of Rage. I mean, like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it just feels slow.
Streets of Rage is the only beat 'em up that I can say that I genuinely really like.
That whole
It's the only
series
one.
is fantastic. Even the fourth one, the new one, like that one has that mechanic where it's like you use a special ability and you can regain your health that you've
Right.
spent as long by dealing damage and killing dudes until you're hit, and then which it caps off. I think that's I love it when beat 'em ups kind of have like this extra like layer mechanics to them
Agreed.
beyond the combat.
That
Like
is
there's like a
cool.
meta to
Yeah,
it
yeah.
almost, But yeah, man, I mean, this has Rival Turf has 1-player mode, 2-player mode, a versus mode that has Final Fight beat. It just doesn't have the Capcom polish,
Yep.
and it's derivative of Capcom.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the two things that it really has working against it, and it's
I mean,
like,
you named all my bad things. So,
Oh, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad you did. I'm glad I was the only one that felt that. So yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, and we've talked on this show about how like derivative isn't necessarily a bad thing,
Right.
But I mean, it.
Well, I want to go through the bosses and we'll hit derivative.
Oh yeah, I know which one specifically. Yeah. Please, let's talk about the bosses since we're on this topic.
So like the first one, Genie, literally named Genie, dressed like a genie, but for some reason with a golden English rapier.
Yeah, and in the instruction manual, they it says they're describing the bosses, and they're like, he materializes before you, like he's a genie. Like this is a real genie. This isn't a dude who cosplays as a genie.
No, literal. He's an Afridi there to beat your ass.
This is a genie.
The bad kind that doesn't give you any wishes.
Right, who doesn't come back from Disney World with a goofy hat on.
Yeah.
And then the second one is Sledge, who is he's a breakdancer. Even has like his idol. He has like a stereo or whatever.
Yeah.
He's in the full green tracksuit, sunglasses.
And he's the first boss from Final Fight.
Oh, is he?
I mean, essentially he is.
Oh, okay. He plays the same way.
He plays the same way. He does that leap. Yeah, he plays that same way. That's, I feel like, where they got the inspiration for him.
And then the other one, Slasher, who is I describe him as Football Vega.
Yep.
Because he's got Vega's mask. He gets on the back of the background. And
Yep.
he jumps and does like straight Vega with shoulder pads.
Yep.
Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And he's a super easy boss. So is the boss before him. It's wild to me how here's a bad thing and why maybe it's not better than Final Fight. The bosses in this game are sometimes easier than the regular guy and deal
For
less damage
sure, for
than the
sure.
Arnolds that body slam you.
I had a situation
Look like
where
neutrinos.
You're right, yeah.
I was just whipping the boss's ass, but one of the fucking mobs was still there. and
Yeah.
it was just killing me.
Yeah, that's like this Vega boss. It's like what makes him difficult at all is that while you're fighting him, two regular dudes are coming in at any given time. So it's like those are the ones that I'm worried about.
Yep.
Like he drops down and it's like he kicked me once and I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about this guy at all.
I was gonna body slam him a few times.
Yeah, throw some dudes
Throw
into
some
him.
dudes at
yeah.
him.
And then after that is Captain, who is the captain of a boat.
Yep.
And he functions like I guess the Final Fight where they're the really fat guys that charge in at you and move around.
The orbs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that. But I thought he looked like that arms dealer from Black Panther who goes to Wakanda, just like a
Okay.
fatter version of that guy.
Okay. I actually thought this was a tough boss because he'll grab you by the throat and choke slam you, and that choke slam does hurt.
Like Undertaker style. Like,
I suppose.
yeah. Sounds like it.
And the next one is Iceman. So Iceman looks like he is a ballet karate luchador, but he also, his sprite somewhat resembles like a character from Pit Fighter. Really weird because he just does like that weird karate spin kick over and over and over. And then the last boss being Big Al.
Right, yeah.
Which Big Al looks like a combination of, he's got the glowing hands like Bison Psycho Crusher. He does the jump diagonal attack like Dalzim does. He looks like Ryu. He's got the stance of Sagat, and he's big and muscly like Zangief. He's like, just everything just smash them together.
I didn't get that far. I got to the second to last stage. I saw Iceman because like he shows up in the background of that stage, I guess, because like I didn't even know he was the boss. But when you described the ballet luchador, I was like, I saw him. He was in the office that had the Earth Defense Force poster. So
well, then there's also the boss gauntlet in the final stage.
oh, bummer.
Yeah.
That's a bummer to hear.
Yep. And they're just sort of shitty palette swaps. They're same name, it's the boss again, but like when you fight Iceman, he's royal blue, but he's like a dirty brown when you fight him again before you fight Big Al, which I was expecting a gun.
Yeah.
He didn't have one.
No
He was
gun.
just a karate
He's just
guy.
all the Street Fighters.
All of them. But he holds his hands out. It's really like he's constantly like doing some sort of like Muay Thai thing, but also coming to choke you. It's he does the Hadouken, but instead he vomits it out at you. He looks like he gets really mad and then belches out a Hadouken.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't make it to Big Al. I didn't even get to see. But I mean, this is one that I feel like every time I played it, I got a little bit farther, and it was kind of one of those where it's like, this would be fun to chip away at. I mean, I could chip away at this and have a good time.
For sure.
Where did it lose you?
Contrary to what I just said,
Or where did you find the redeeming factor? Where were you like, okay,
well, I mean, I felt like the gameplay was a little stiff. But I mean, I feel like the first final fight also feels a little stiff. I mean, it's just kind of one of those where it's like, even like when you do the dash and hold down R, they didn't add extra frames of animation. It's just that same animation just literally sped up. So, I mean, it's like, and that goes into polish too. I mean, but it all just kind of felt, the fighting feels stiff.
Yeah, mine was more of the, like I don't want to say this game ever really lost me, but if I had to complain about something that was kind of a constant reminder that this wasn't an excellent game, it was the hitbox stuff where I'd be like body slamming a dude at the bottom of the screen, and then a guy at the top of the screen would go down like I hit him, or I'd try to throw the knife and it would miss, and just stuff, things like that just sort of was like, okay,
for
whatever.
real.
But it was easy enough to get past that and still enjoy the game. I mean, it wasn't enough to say, oh, fuck it, it's lost me here. It was just one of those things that you adapt to and you accept and you move on. You
mentioning that like reminded me of like something that I think is really irritating in this game, and that is like the way they display information to you, and because they do not do it in a timely fashion, because it's like if I get hit, I don't know how much damage has been dealt until I'm on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
the delay there is insane.
How much did that hurt?
Oh,
and then
no,
it's like,
it wasn't that bad.
And then there's a big
you watch
chunk.
it chunk down. Yes, I noticed that too. That was
that sucks, because
definitely not a good thing, because you have to give yourself that extra second to wait and see how badly you're hurt.
Right.
Meanwhile, you're probably getting hurt some more.
Right, exactly. To have that information immediately, you can. The sooner you have it, the sooner you can start strategizing how you're going to deal with what has happened. But like when you have to wait for it, you're right. By the time you're up, it's just like they're back on you.
Yeah.
And then they also make you wait a long time when you die.
I was gonna say, what was the one we played, and I can't remember if this was in that same series where you could get like lost in the sewer.
That was Brawl Brothers.
Brawl Brothers, the second in this series.
Same deal happens where I had it happen to me where I would die, and it would take like 45 seconds to put me back in the game because the mob was just standing there right where the game was trying to respawn me. And eventually it finally gives up and just throws you in there, and you stay invincible for a minute, or a second or two to get away from them. But that delay was like really annoying. It breaks your rhythm.
Yeah, totally. I think the stages are too long. There's 6 stages in the game, and it's like, man, this would be a lot more palatable if it were 12.
Yeah.
Like if you took those 6, split them in half. I realize why you didn't do it. You didn't want to make 6 other bosses. Like, I mean, and it's just kind of like, but it would make the game a lot better, I feel like, because those stages, I mean, I enjoyed the game, but I mean, I'd be playing a stage and I'd be like, is this almost like, am I almost to a boss? Like, it's a gauntlet. It's like, it is a gauntlet.
I would have liked shorter stages and then maybe like a test your might type of deal in between stages where you could like earn more lives or build your health back up or
that
something.
Would be cool. That'd be very cool.
Okay, so the cover art. I'm going to assume it's, because black kid and a white kid. I'm assuming it's some sort of allegory to the main characters, because when you choose like Flack, they're both cops. Clearly those kids aren't cops, but Flack and Uzi are a white guy and a black guy.
Right.
So I want to say it's on the cover of the game. It's on the character select screen. When you beat the game and see the 2 characters standing side by side, Uzi is white.
Yeah.
He changes.
I think they changed the race of Uzi for the North American release,
but didn't update
right,
final screen.
Dude, like the reason I think this is because like look up the Japanese intro, or you might have seen it already, but like look up the Japanese intro to this game on YouTube. It's fucking great. Like there are cutscenes that are animated, and we got Rival Turf. We just got a title screen.
Start screen. Yeah, exactly.
That looks a little like Final Fight.
Yeah, totally.
Title screen.
Absolutely. But like the Japanese version has this like they tell the story of the game, and the story is different, and that's probably why it was cut. I guess they thought it was too dark for American audiences because like they talk about like the reason why Jack's girlfriend was kidnapped is because she has a videotape, presumably of the Street Kings, that's incriminating, and they'll essentially get them. Like, the police isn't enforcing anyway. I don't see how this is going to be. You know what I mean? But whatever. It's a construct.
It's the 90s. They're probably doing gay stuff. So.
Look, I saw some of the outfits. I don't know. Probably.
I got to dress as red, M. Bisons.
But like,
infiltrate.
They talk about like that they're dealing in drugs, and I have a feeling that's probably why it was cut.
Yeah.
But they could have just changed. They could just change drugs to like ice cream sandwiches or something. You know what I mean? Like. They changed beer to root beer.
Could have been
North
gun
American
running.
Shit.
That would have been. That would have flown.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's a cool little intro and all that I feel like, and both of the characters are white in that. That's so leading back to maybe why he's white at the end of the game.
Okay.
But come on, they should have.
I thought that was like what? What?
Yeah.
Is this a buy, rent, or birthday? Thank you, John Turley.
I know, right? I think rent for me, and I would have been probably happy with this as a birthday present.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been disappointed. Maybe at first I'm like, I don't know what this is, but good little fighting game, fun enough. Options to play as different characters, options to play with a buddy or against a buddy. Mm-hmm. Has a little replay value to it. So I'd have rented it and then been happy for it for my birthday.
Yeah.
This is a buy for me. Like number 2, I didn't say this when we were going over good things, bad things, because it, kind of just was flowing organically. Yeah. But like number 2 of my good things is it is a beat 'em up. So I love the genre. Yeah. So it doesn't take a lot. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of my jam. So it's like, and I can find things that I found things about this game that I appreciate more so than other beat 'em ups. So it like there's a hook to it, and it's like, yeah, this is definitely one that I would buy, and I might, if I saw this out today, yeah, for sure, I'd pick it up. There's another good thing one more that I want to touch on that I think is great about this game, and that is in 2-player mode, you can both play as the same character.
Oh, neat! I didn't know that.
That's fantastic. Where it's like you're not locked out. Where it's like,
You don't have to fight with your buddy or your brother or sister. Be like, I want to play Jack.
No, I'm Jack. I called it.
Nope.
You can
both be Jack.
You can both be Jack, and I think that's cool because you don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I can't think
don't.
of another time where you see that.
Double Dragon kind of skirts around it, where it's like, oh, they're two characters. They're different, but you don't see it otherwise.
I'm Bimmy.
Right? Yeah, it's me, Bimmy for WB Multiverses.
So we're gonna choose every option. This would have been a great rental for Josh and I. Like the weekend, spend the night at his house. Like I would have enjoyed playing the shit out of this with him 2-player for one weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
And
even
then I wouldn't
or a
want to play it
couple
again.
of
but we'd have a great time.
You
want to
get rival turf again? Nothing.
If I had more people over, or
Yeah.
so this is definitely, it's not none of the above. So I would have enjoyed this as a rental exclusively with a friend. So it's not my genre, but with a friend, rent it. Absolutely, I would have had fun. I would have had fun for a weekend.
For sure.
We want to take bids on what Flopsy has to say about it. Flopsy 2.
We can do that.
Flopsier.
Do you guys have any achievements?
Oh, I do.
I'm all out of order here, aren't I?
What you got, Ian?
Are you ready? Kids, we're fighting tonight. Come on. Bullet, Case, Ride, Skinny, Slick, Reggie, Bob, Butch, Louie, Goro, Kato, Poe, Show, Dingo, Ryu, Arnold, Gigante, Genie, Sledge, Slasher, Captain, Iceman, Big Al.
That's really good.
And to get... No, I'm not going to do it.
Come back to the bit. That was great. I just want to hear you
really
say
good.
Gigante. I want to hear you say that again.
Gigante.
Hablo español, Peggy Hill.
And to get kids, we're fighting tonight. Come on, Bullet, Case, Ride, Skinny,
Yes.
Slick, Reggie, Bob, Butch, Louie, Goro, Kato, Poe, Show, Dingo, Ryu, Arnold, Gigante, Genie, Sledge, Slasher, Captain, Iceman, Big Al. Encounter all the enemies and bosses in this game in all their different forms.
God, I love it. Thank you for reading that again.
And then my second achievement is Call Me Special X. And to get Call Me Special X, die while reading the stupid graffiti on the wall.
Oh, man. Yes. Thank you.
I totally did. I was like trying to make out what it said. It's like, call me?
Yeah, there's one that says call me.
And then Special X was just, Call Me was a flyer.
Oh, no, you're all right. Because there's several of them in a row that's call me.
And then Special X.
This is definitely one of those games that it's like,
X.
we got to add graffiti to this. What should it say? I don't know, man. Like, what's hardcore? Like rock and roll? Yeah, put rock and roll. Someone spray paint rock and roll on there.
It's Streets of Fire, so yeah, it makes sense. I've got 7.
Nice.
Damn.
So my first one is slow metabolism. You unlock that by killing 20 skinnies.
Oh, man. You saying that, I'm sorry. I can talk about this game for a long time. Another bad thing about this game is that, guys, I found like 4 food items in the entire fucking game.
No.
I found a hot dog, like a bowl of sushi. Like, I mean, it was like I found 4 food, like 4 health replenishing items in this entire
game. A Diet Coke,
game.
a turkey, a sushi, and a hot dog.
That was where
ridiculous.
That was where I was kind of going with the test your might thing between stages
to regain some health.
Because there's just no fucking way to get it.
Yeah,
it's so rare. You're absolutely right.
My second one is Arabian Night. You unlock that by killing Genie with the golden saber.
Nice.
And then more like Broken Dancer, kill Sledge the breakdancer with a slam. More like sloshed. Kill slash with a jump move. More like, look at me, I'm the captain now. Kill captain with a punch. More like iced man. Kill Iceman with the flip. More like Big Al loser. Kill Big Al with angry mode.
I love how you and I both sort of went towards the named characters in this on our achievements.
I have a few achievements. I have Rival Turd. In order to unlock Rival Turd, I guess you just play it and don't like it. Or here we go. Here's a better one. Play 2-player mode and turn on attacks hurt each other. Rival Turd.
There you go.
This game has an extensive options. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I mean, you can go through and like customize like whether or not you hit each other. You can customize how many lives you have, how many continues you have. It's good. It's good. I like that.
Having options is always good.
There's variety there. Next achievement I have is if it bleeds, we can kill it. In order to unlock if it bleeds, we can kill it. Defeat Arnold,
Okay.
who is absolutely Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, 1,000%.
Yeah, for sure.
Next achievement I have is Blade of Darkness. In order to unlock Blade of Darkness, defeat 100 enemies, then use their souls to do Dark Knight style 20 special attacks back to back.
Sweet.
You got to bring those souls back to Gustav. What was Bastok?
Bastok.
Gustav?
Oh, yeah, Gustav's fine.
Next achievement I have is I'm super. Thanks for asking. In order to unlock, and I'm saying that specifically that way for a reason. I'm super. Thanks for asking. Just meet Big Al.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Next achievement, Back in Flack. In order to unlock Back in Flack, beat the game as Jack Flack.
Okay.
And the last achievement I have is I said maybe a dingo ate your baby. In order to unlock, I said maybe a dingo ate your baby. Get frustrated playing this game and watch Seinfeld instead.
So, friend of the show we've mentioned before, Aaron Carpenter. He almost read our Patreon intro, but when I recorded it, I didn't do it right. It sounded terrible, so I didn't use it. But he has a friend named Big Al. Big Al is super rich, eccentric, takes him around doing all sorts of weird projects. And they went to. I remember he sent me a picture, and I always laugh my ass off because they went to a Starbucks. And, of course, they got coffee, and the girl's like, what's your name? Big Al. Okay. So whenever it turns to get their coffee, the receipt has Big Owl.
Big Owl?
Big Owl.
Who the hell is Big Owl?
Like, that's a good nickname. Big Owl.
That is a good nickname. Every time I order Jimmy John's for me and the family, I put Bumblebee as Nikki's sandwich. And I can't remember why. I've just been doing it for so long that I just do it now. It was a joke. And then it just became, you're Bumblebee at Jimmy John's now.
Did you get a tuna one time? So you were like Bumblebee tuna?
That's what it was.
Okay.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Okay, I got
That's what it
two
was.
things to say about that. Number one, that's awesome, and number two, it is even more awesome that you figured it out.
That's
Tyler.
what it was. That's absolutely
Bumblebee
what it was.
tuna. Bumblebee tuna.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So much.
That's just because Jerk It Jeff used to say that all the fucking time.
Every school had a kid who said it all the time.
All the time.
And then every school had it. I mean, Jim Carrey, like, man, that was
Yeah.
a gold mine for quotes.
Yeah.
It was like when I was going
Both
to
of
school.
those fucking. We still quote the shit out of both Ace Ventura movies.
Yeah.
Just can't help ourselves. And we were grown ass adults when those movies came out. So it's like
Laces out.
laces out. What would you know about pressure?
That scene of
Can I have some of that gum? It's none of your business. Thank you to stay out of my personal affairs.
the scene of him being birthed in Ace Ventura 2.
It's pretty hot in them rhinos.
That's fucking
That's
like
still really
that
good.
scene is really, really
That
good.
holds up. Yeah.
The
And it's-
shock on the children and the people's faces
Yeah.
that are watching. Oh,
Yeah.
look, the rhino's giving birth.
That's just really fucking good.
It
and
is.
if someone came to me and told me, you know, Danny DeVito took no inspiration from the scene that he did in Always Sunny where he was birthed on the
the
couch,
couch.
I would say bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Rhino shit. He didn't do Flopsier.
Flopsy. You guys want to take
Flopsy
Flopsy 2? Flopsy Jr.?
Electric Boogaloo.
What do you guys think? What do you think Flopsy said about Rival Turf?
I think it is a common game at 3.5 stars.
Okay.
I believe it or not was going to say exactly the same.
Common 3.5.
Common 3.5. I'm with
right.
you on this one. We're brothers in arms.
Yeah.
On this, Tyler.
I already saw the star rating, so I can't guess on that, unfortunately. But I didn't see whether it was common or uncommon or whatever. I can't remember how common Jalico games were. Like, I'm trying to think, like, you know, I know, like, Ignition Factor was, like, uncommon or rare.
Very uncommon.
But, I mean, this is a beat 'em up, you know.
I remember
This
the
is-
box art. So to me, that's like if I remember the box
saw
art,
it.
it's probably, I would think it's common.
Yeah, I'd go common, too. Rival Turf, according to the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 to 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of a shadowy donator. It gives it 2 stars.
Oh.
low.
A little harsh, in my
A little
opinion,
harsh. A little harsh.
but that's all right. And the availability is uncommon.
Okay.
Man,
I'm surprised.
we're wrong all the way around.
Way off.
But yeah, 2. Come on,
Who rated it? Kai?
MV.
Oh, my wife.
Taz.
That's Taz. That's Taz's maiden name initial. She did it.
No. 2 stars is not.
I mean, look, if you don't like beat 'em ups, I don't know. I just think that mechanic where you're trading souls for like you could
That's
build.
a star right there.
I was playing this and I was like, why is this not in a Final Fantasy game? Why is this not a mechanic for Dark Knights where it's like it just keeps track of how many fucking people that person has killed, and then instead of them gaining damage the normal way when they level up, it's just based on that. And it's like you could do. I mean, there's
pretty cool.
There's some cool shit that you can do.
That's one thing I really liked in that one game Ramon ran that you played in, where he kept track of how many people each person had killed, and that was how many points the incarnation of death could deal to you.
Right.
And your character was invincible because you were a pacifist.
Right. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
I like that. But mainly because I was the invincible one. Otherwise, I'd be like, this is bullshit. This is
And JD was getting slaughtered
Yeah.
left and right.
right. Come on, this is D&D. We're supposed to murder. That's why that character was fun to play. Because it was also like, I mean, that was a cool thing that he did for sure. Because I mean, he had that baked in, like that was planned, and I mean, so he made a really big deal about make sure you keep track of how many people that you kill, and then because of that, everyone at the table was really competitive about it, which was why that influenced my decision to be like, I don't want to do that. You know, like I don't want to, because it's like, fuck, man. Then I'm going to be like, I don't want D&D. I like competition, but I don't want D&D to be a competition. So it's like, I was like, fuck it. I'll just be a pacifist bard. That sounds like a fun thing to play.
You were like luck-based.
And it
right?
was, yeah, luck-based pacifist bard. And like, and that character is kind of
So
influenced.
you were helping everyone else kill better.
And they loved it. Yeah, and of course we didn't know that we were going to fight death, and then when death showed up, it's like, it's based how much damage he deals is based on how many people you killed. Everybody at the table's like, oh shit, and I was like, finally, it's my time to shine. I'm glad you reminded me of that. That's a good memory.
Yeah, because I always remember like applause. That's a good. I really like that
Yeah,
concept.
that is a really good concept.
Well, we know it's an uncommon game.
Yeah, we probably maybe should have done that. How much is this first? I mean, I know there's information, but how much do you guys think this game is if you were to buy it used, loose?
$49.95.
$49.95 from Ian.
My gut check said $23.
$23. Guys, this game has Gigante in it. You think it's only going to be $45 and all this?
Gigante, Iceman.
Actual retail value of Rival Turf for the Super Nintendo loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com, is $15.81. I'm telling you, this is a fucking steal unless you have a Nintendo Switch with SNES Online, in which case play it there. But then, I don't know.
For a collector, sounds like a
this
great deal.
This is a steal
right now.
I'm going to buy this game online.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and buy it.
It's uncommon. Did we say it was uncommon?
It's uncommon.
That's a great deal. You should
just
totally jump on
barely uncommon.
Probably,
by
right?
that much.
Slightly so. So, yeah, $15.81. I'm going to go out and look for a copy. Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a beard, sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would give it Michael Scott's goatee when Ryan becomes the vice president.
Yes.
And Michael has to impersonate, what makes he's so cool, he also grows the goatee.
Uh-huh.
So it's a ripoff of Final Fight. So it's Michael's goatee.
This is fair. Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a pair of glasses, man, I just slurred that all together, didn't I? If you were wearing
You
glasses,
sound like me.
Moves by Sycamore Drive.
what kind of glasses would you give it?
Tater Day Oakleys.
Tater Day
Oakleys.
Some Toakleys.
$5. Get you a lemon shake up and some fake ass Oakleys.
Lemon shake up?
Yep.
What's lemon shake up?
It's lemonade. You just shake it up. They put everything in a cup with a lid. You shake it up. It's your orange.
That'd be $5. $5. I shook it, didn't I?
I'm doing the mixing.
$2.50. You shake it yourself.
Why didn't you tell me that beforehand?
Because I wouldn't have got $5. Toakleys.
I'd happily trade in 5 lemonade shake 'em ups for a copy of Rival Turf. Oh my gosh. Got anything else? We'll talk about what we're going to do next.
Oh,
Next game.
So next, we talked about a little bit before today. So we still have that second part of Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster, or 6/Pixel Remaster, and what we talked about. So next week, since Miller is out of town for Scott Pilgrim, we will do The World of Ruin Part 2.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be good shit.
I think that's it for this segment, right?
Yeah.
You guys want to take a break? Come back, do Community Corner?
Sounds good.
All right. We're back.
Get on down with Community Corner. Gigantes presents Community Corner.
All right. New name of segment. I like that. I never forget Gigante. Next child I have will be named Gigante, regardless of whether that's a boy or a girl. Or if they already have a name, I adopt a child.
There you go. Nope, you're
You're Gigante now.
This is your name now.
I'm sorry, 8-year-old.
But I'm so small. It's ironic. It's perfect.
No one knows what it means. Don't worry about it.
Here's this red M. Bison outfit.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try some popcorn and puffs.
Yeah, these were sent in ages ago, right?
The popcorn I bought because
Okay.
I thought that stuff. I've had one of them, and the other kind I haven't, but I thought they looked great.
Okay,
I
let's
cannot
see.
remember who sent us the other two.
So we have extreme hot fireballs. We have Teiko Baki snack, which looks like they look like macaroni noodles.
It looks like a sort of pasta. Yeah.
Is this supposed to be? I think this maybe is supposed to be cooked.
Oh, is it?
I don't. On the back it says Korean cookie. So maybe it's cookie, or maybe they mean cook this shit.
Cook it.
Because like the photograph looks like Kraft macaroni and cheese, but red, and next to like broccoli on a plate.
Ooh.
Part of a balanced breakfast.
So maybe we should cook this. I don't know, but like these could be directions for heating it or preparing it in Korean.
Ooh.
Maybe we shouldn't eat this.
Let me look.
Okay,
I mean, I'll try one and see if we need to cook it.
that's all you, bud. Because once you open it, you know it's
Well,
like
it's
I'll have to go in and cook it.
or we could just eat it later.
I mean, it's referred to as a snack, which is generally something you're not going to have to cook. But the little hot pepper on the front has a fork in which he's using to eat
Wow.
these.
And it's on a plate. Everyone knows you don't put a snack on a plate unless it's an apple that's sliced.
Yeah, there's no way to tell.
I guess we could open it up.
Oh, wait, though.
See if it's a dry noodle.
Hang on.
Okay.
There's English. There's English
Is there?
in these parts.
Okay. Up in the crease.
Yeah, I got to flatten the bag to see it. It's a Korean cookie, wheat flour. It's just ingredients in English. It's a cookie. It doesn't imply that it has to be cooked.
I think.
But there are direct. It looks like in the Korean.
Look, but wait, look. You don't put what the thing is, right, and then list ingredients. You usually say like ingredients. So that saying Korean cookie literally means not. I feel like that means nothing. You want to see? You want to open up, see if there's spicy cookies?
I mean, I could do an image search, see if we can't.
Fuck it, let's open it up. See if these fuckers raw. We'll find out here in a second. This is a life experience.
You don't have to cook these.
You don't have to cook those? Okay. It looks like a Cheeto.
It does. A hollowed out Cheeto.
Just how I like them. Just how Mom used to make them. Hollowed out. But this looks like a macaroni noodle.
It does. But why would they, if it were, it wouldn't already have all the spice and stuff on it.
Yeah, this is definitely, it is a cookie. It smells sweet.
All right. Mysterious Korean cookie snack.
You want to crunch on this? Definitely stale.
Really stale.
And sweet.
And sweet. That's
Got a
That's
little
okay.
That's not
bit
too
of heat
bad.
in the back end. I mean, it says on the package, so hot. The little pepper's body has so hot printed on
You're
it.
right. There's a little bit on the back end.
okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. If it were, I don't know if that, maybe that's just, sometimes snacks are stale tasting when they're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's also a strong chance it is stale.
All right. We got these gold emblem extreme hot fireballs. Best Buy. August 25th, 2021. It's not too bad.
Okay.
We're almost a year.
Just a year.
Past
It's
the
fine.
expiration.
Gold emblem extreme hot fireballs are the perfect snack for those who love to turn up the heat. Incredibly addictive. After the very first crunch, you won't be able to put them down as you revel in glorious fiery goodness. Bite after flaming hot bite.
God damn.
Can you handle the burn?
I can't handle it, Dave.
There's only one way to find out.
Goodness gracious.
They smell like. I'll let you smell them first before I say what they smell like.
So the worst snack I've ever smelled on this for this show was the Reuben flavored Lay's potato chips.
Yeah, I forgot about those.
That was a dirty diaper. It was nuts.
What was the dog food smelling one that I
Oh,
smelled the
The
next fucking
Wagyu
time?
beef.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
smell it?
Yeah.
the Wagyu beef lays. Yeah.
When I opened that bag, these smelled like Andy Capp's hot fries to me.
Okay.
Maybe a little stronger. But yeah.
Want to crunch on
Handicap's
this?
Extreme Fry.
Want to see if we're addicted after
Let's
this?
see.
We go fight for them.
A little stale.
Definitely stale.
Hotter than the other one.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know that it falls
I do
under
like
the
those.
category of extreme. It's pretty good.
I like those.
Got a
I
little
like them
heat.
too. I like the flavor. I'd eat those if they were
If
you
they
know,
weren't
if
stale.
they were fresh, yeah.
Yeah.
But they do remind me of Handicap's hot fries. But a little bit hotter. What you got over there?
Well, I have a bag here of Sweet Chaos, delightfully disruptive jalapeno blue cheese popcorn made with real blue cheese.
That's okay to be expired. It's moldy. It's mold anyway.
Wait, did you say real blue cheese?
That's-
Well, I thought this is newer, right? Yeah.
This is Best Buy, September 21st, 2021.
All right. It is newer.
A month newer.
That's a month newer.
You know what, guys?
Yeah.
Says we got to cook this.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, every now and then,
Yeah.
from amid the madness, a rush of breaks through.
Oh man. I love a
Sweet-
Russia.
Sweet Chaos is like a well-deserved sigh of pure relief, a delightful break in your day, or as we like to say, delightfully disruptive. While our flavor may not
my
always be
dick.
sweet like candy, our delivery is always sweet, as in awesome. We hand pop our non-GMO kernels in coconut oil for a creamy richness. Then we add real blue cheese, and while skipping the nasty artificial stuff,
Oh boy. This is gonna be super spoiled.
we can't do much about the busy in your life, but we sure can bring a little sweet to the chaos.
Let's do a quick Google search to see if Sweet Chaos is still in business. There's a good chance.
I bet they're not.
Is there a QR code on this bag? Nope.
No, we'll be fine.
It feels.
I just wanted to see if there was someone.
It feels stale in the bag. Like I can feel the staleness through the bag.
They still are.
Certified gluten-free,
All right.
non-GMO popcorn popped in coconut oil, free of artificial colors and preservatives.
Yeah, this is
They're
definitely spoiled. Yeah.
Unsafe to eat.
Ooh, I'll let you smell it first. Unfit for human consumption.
Oh, there's a little tear off.
Ooh.
That one I have had.
Yeah.
And it was fucking great.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist not trying those.
I'm gonna get it everywhere.
There you go.
Hey, there we go. Popped it right off.
Give it a sniff.
Doesn't have much of a smell. I don't know
Okay.
if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Warning, if popcorn doesn't smell at all, you have COVID.
My grandson, who I see all the time, is now in public schools. Don't talk to me about COVID.
Sorry. No, that was a tasteless joke.
Scared to death of that.
Oh, these smell good.
I have an issue with popcorn, so I got to munch around on it.
Is it the Colonel skins?
It is.
Yeah. All right.
I don't taste anything.
Oh, God. I definitely shouldn't have made that joke.
I tasted the other. I just don't taste this.
Tastes a little gamey.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Nope,
Now,
nope.
I'm hesitant about popcorn because one of the teeth I had pulled a couple years ago was because of a popcorn kernel that got lodged up in there forever.
I mean, it was really good fresh. That is not good now.
Yeah,
Well-
I believe you.
That moves us along to the next
Nope.
bag, which is also Sweet Chaos, but this is honey chipotle popcorn.
Yeah, let's just read about it.
It's got the same description on the
That was
bag.
gross. Yeah. That was gross.
Do you want me to open these?
I mean, if you want one,
I don't.
I don't either.
I'll try it.
Okay.
You eat it because I just don't want to do the popcorn thing.
Give it to Tyler. He'll try anything.
Hey, Tyler.
Remarkably better.
Yeah?
I think the blue cheese.
The blue
definitely-
cheese, yeah.
Just
I
doesn't.
think the age did funk up.
All right, I'll try one of those.
Those ain't bad.
This honey chipotle,
Yeah.
It's a weird smell.
let me give a sniff in there. Yeah, it's like a sweet. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's much, much better.
It's still stale, but yeah,
Yeah.
much better.
Yeah, that was stale and gone bad. That's just stale.
Yeah, yeah. That was yeah,
that's nothing.
yeah.
It's spoiled.
I regret eating. Like, I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to go to work tomorrow. I'm sorry, I can't. Why can't you come into work? Well, I ate like a kernel of popcorn that expired a year ago.
What flavor? Blue cheese.
Yeah, tell me now or I don't believe you. You hesitated. Blue cheese, yeah.
Where was it stored? In a garage that'd go from hot to cold to hot to cold to hot to cold for a year.
Okay, you can be helpful. All right.
All that except for the spoiled one. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love popcorn, Ian.
I do too. I love
man.
this stuff. I'm unable to eat.
Melissa
I
said one of
feel
her
bad.
favorite snacks in the world is day-old movie theater popcorn.
Yeah, that's a good one. For sure. Nikki's brother worked at the movie theater for a minute, and when we'd visit, he'd come home for work. He'd come home for work with like trash bags full of popcorn from the movie theater. It's like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Let's get
love it too.
fat as fuck because I ate a bunch of that shit.
I like I'm not big on. I like just popcorn, and it doesn't have to have butter, salt, anything on it. I could.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I can throw it in the air popper.
Yeah.
And just eat it as it comes. As it is when it comes out of the popper. I don't have to put anything on it.
That's
to
nice.
enjoy it. But again, it's the skins get in my teeth, and I'm real paranoid about that. So
I like to cook them in coconut oil and Flavacol, that salt, that butter flavored salt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will eat a whole bag of the white cheddar smart food
Jesus
popcorn.
Christ, yeah.
And even
That
more
is
so on the
good.
flaming hot white cheddar popcorn. Like, oh
they have
God.
a Dorito one now.
Oh, really?
There's a Dorito
Okay.
flavor smart food.
I will get
popcorn.
this
It's
thing.
not like the spicy one. It's just Dorito powder on popcorn.
That sounds like
You
good
can put
to me.
Dorito powder on just about anything, and I'm good. I'll eat it.
I got
Except this blue cheese.
I have some announcements to make as part of the community corner. I want to mention that Bovine Bear Matt has started a Madden 69 Fantasy Football League. I think at the time of this recording, there were only 3 slots left. So by the time this episode airs, who knows?
Yep.
But if you're interested in joining that, you can check to see if there are spots open by going to the TADPOG Discord, bit.ly/TADPOG Discord. That is where Matt has provided the link, and I've got that in the announcements channel there if you can't find it in the Spurts channel, where I believe I pinned it. And I also want to thank everyone who participated in the Double Dragon tournament. First place went to Green Stash. I mean, this was great because we had like the top 3 all finished the game, which is amazing. I'm really glad. I was hoping that we would have like one completion of the game, but we had 3 people who completed. We had Green Stash in first, Josh ATC in second, and Phil Hawkins in third. Sandwich Boat Phil. So congratulations to you 3.
Hell yes.
And thank you to everybody who.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
Thank you to everybody who entered. The participation was good, so that was nice. I got some calls. You want to play some calls?
Yes.
Listen to some people? Let me scroll down through all of 2022. Good old Google Voice. October 24th, 562.
Hi, guys. Okay, so if you haven't figured out, I listen to your episodes in batches. I listen to everybody's podcast in batches because I listen to books and podcasts and books and podcasts. So switch it up. Batches. Got it. Okay. So that's why you get a shit ton of me in a row, blah, blah, blah. So, about the shakaroni pizza from Papa John's.
Shakaroni pizza.
I ate that one day. My parents ordered it.
Congratulations.
Just pepperoni on one half because my dad is a wimp.
And red
jalapeno.
ants on the other half.
Red ants on the other half. But, they got to come from a butt crack or they don't count.
On my mom's half. And then in the morning, I needed something to eat for, before going to work, and also I need
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
The word you're looking for is breakfast.
I was fasting because I was asleep. I needed something to, I don't know.
Break it?
Break it.
So for breakfast, I ate 2 slices of chacaroni, jalapeno pizza.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, I could breathe fire. Not because it was that hot, because obviously it's just jalapeno, so it was not.
But because it turns out I'm a dragon.
I had one of those acid reflux burps. And
Oh.
yeah. I was like, fire!
The
Yeah.
chacaroni burps are the worst.
Yeah?
If you get them, you'll never forget them. It's a greasy pizza.
It is a greasy
it's
boy.
It's pretty greasy, especially compared to your regular Papa John's.
Yeah. I like that stink you put on
Papa
it.
John's. Maybe not for breakfast so much. 'Cause
Yeah.
maybe by lunch you wish you hadn't, apparently.
Maybe a good weight loss program.
Could be.
A slice of chacaroni in the morning.
Slice of chacaroni right before you go to bed. So you wake up 2 hours later, like thinking you're going to die.
and vowing never to eat again.
Ooh, man.
Oh.
I've thrown up in the middle of the night from heartburn so bad.
Ooh.
I take that pill every night. You see me take it when I'm here. I take it because of that. If I don't, I'm
I thought you were
up.
dropping E.
Well, that's the other 2 pills.
Okay.
2 E and 1 Pepsid.
That's the kids still call it E, right?
Yeah. I fucking care what the kids call it. I call it E.
Those Mega
The big
Man
E.
kids. That E-tank. Because I was taking one every single night, and then it turns out I was sleeping at a slight downward angle.
That'll do it.
And that was fucking me up.
Yep.
So I got a different pill that propped me up. I don't even do the pill anymore.
Up is
It
up
was-
is up
yeah.
is up.
Yeah.
Up is good. Speaking of the Big E, which is the term we used to refer to an old hotel in this town called the Executive Inn.
Oh, right.
To which there was a twin in Owensboro, our sister city. I have spotted, on top of the Executive Inn before they tore it down was a big giant green neon E. Did you know this?
No.
Thing's probably 10 feet tall. It was an E. Big E.
Yep.
They call it the Big E. It's a big green neon E.
I mean, I believe you.
They tore the hotel down.
Right.
I have found.
You have the E?
Would you say
I
it
don't
was
have the E, but I
enormous?
found it in the wild. I know where it is.
Go
That's-
get. You're gonna
There
get
is
it.
a car.
excellent.
You have a truck.
It's in the property of someone else.
Oh.
There's a car dealership. Chip Wynn apparently somehow acquired the Big E and put it up on a pole and turned it sideways so it looks like a W. It's on Park Avenue. As you're driving down Park Avenue, you'll see it now. And,
Things
Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Hyundai.
wow.
to put in
Good
the Scott
pull.
Pilgrim thing. Paducah Artifact Giant E.
If you're going
I don't remember the giant E, but I remember that fucking jingle.
If you're going up or down Park Avenue near the car dealerships by the Kroger,
Yeah.
you'll see it.
I'm gonna go look. Not tonight. but
It's a not W.
it's a not W.
It's the Big E on its side. Anyway, continue. Continue.
Terrified Michelle continues. Nope, she doesn't because I misclicked. Let's see. It's fine. We can fix this. Probably somewhere here.
Pizza. And by the afternoon, I could breathe fire. Not because it was that hot, because obviously it's just jalapeno, so it was not. But because I had one of those acid reflux burps, and dear God, yeah, I was like, fire, fire. Okay. Also, this is a comment on Tyler about you. I have never dreamed that any of you guys died, so there's that. Hooray me! Thank God too.
Yeah,
I
really.
dream about dead people all the time because I work in a mortuary,
Yep.
and mostly it is that they have come back to life or that they're kind of alive. They're
That's fun.
reanimated anyway, but they're not alive, and I'm like, you cannot be up. Anyway, so and
You
for the
cannot
most
be
part,
up.
I and get my reoccurring dreams I get used to, so my brain's all like, start changing things. Like, I've really, really got to get check pulses before I start embalming, stuff like that. Even though in real life they're definitely dead when we get them. There's no question. We don't have to worry about such things. But my brain doesn't care when it's sleeping.
Yeah. It's never gonna be zero, Michelle. There's gonna be a chance.
Always a possibility. I lost the call again. So here.
Sorry.
It's just this play button is like
micro play
it's
button.
the size of a small thing. I'm out, like it's smaller than a jelly bean. I mean, it's like I can't think of a thing that it's smaller than a pencil eraser. It's just like I'm trying to hit it with my fucking calloused thumb.
We don't have to worry about such things. But my brain doesn't care when it's sleeping. So, anyway, and then I do have weird dreams about you guys. Generally, I am, for whatever reason, babysitting your children. I don't know why. That's mostly what I dream about. That's all I got. Okay, bye.
That's sweet,
As
Michelle.
long as long as she's not dreaming of embalming our children.
Well, that is true. You bring that up. Otherwise, it's pretty wholesome.
Otherwise,
with
it
a
is.
giant executive E for embalming.
Terrified
This was probably in response to the dream you had about me exploding in my truck or there being a big
and CFB
blood
just
silhouette.
took it.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I found it. He's dead. I get to take it, right?
Do you guys do the light sauce? I do the light sauce on the pizza.
I do
heavy.
at Papa John's.
Heavy?
Heavy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I can't.
I will order
That's
extra sauce and dip it in marinara at home.
That to me is a recipe. I am guaranteed to get heartburn
Yeah,
if I do that.
same.
At Papa John's, I got to go light sauce on their pizzas. Domino's is the same. Everywhere else, I can handle the local pizza places. I can handle their normal sauce amounts.
Yeah.
I will get the garlic butter and mix it with marinara to dip in.
I mean, it sounds delicious.
I ain't paying for it.
My esophagus
I
is
understand.
screaming at me right now. Don't even
Yeah.
think about this, or I will punish you.
There's not a whole lot that gives me heartburn, but like, man,
Tomato
pizza
sauce
will do it. But what's wild is it's like it's only certain pizza sauces, but like I've been burned by enough where it's like everywhere now. It's like light sauce.
Like
Please.
like I said, the local places like Michael's and stuff, they usually are pretty. They don't lay it on super thick anyway.
Yeah.
So I can deal. Pizza by the pound tends to be a little heavy.
They're saucy.
Their sauces,
But it doesn't fuck with
chunky.
me. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't fuck with me. And Rocket Fire, like I like getting the spicy pizza sauce that they have there.
Rock
Also,
Fire's so good, but so expensive.
it's expensive. Yeah,
It's designer pizza.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
is. It's you pay for the
I'm surprised
new stuff.
that they are still open. Honestly, because like they had, and with 2 locations, right?
Well, they don't. I don't think the one down by me is still open.
Oh, is it closed?
I mean, the
okay.
laundromat half of it.
Yeah.
It was a pizza place slash laundromat, but I think the pizza side closed.
There's a
on
Rocket
my
Fire
end.
over by Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah.
Oh, on the by
Back
the
where like Good Morning Vietnam was.
Oh, well, they may have moved from the Kentucky Avenue, Lower Town, Midtown
yep.
location to that because I don't think they were seeing a lot of business from that location.
Yeah, I can
but the
see-
laundromat apparently is still doing really well.
And I mean, really, like
Speed wash.
that area where they're at now is a richer area.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah,
I mean,
it caters to that.
they
Mono
You just
and
drive
Matt
over from
right.
West Park Village.
Yeah.
are definitely catering to the wealthier clientele in
Yeah.
our city. So yeah, for sure.
The worst heartburn I ever had was actually from chicken salad.
Chicken salad.
Chicken salad. I had a chicken salad sandwich before I went to bed, and that was when I threw up. My heartburn was so bad.
Yikes.
And I looked at it, I was like, is that a thing?
was
And like, it's
in the-
uncommon, but yes.
What was in the chicken salad? Just regular stuff?
Basic ass chicken salad, but man, it triggered me like nothing else I ever had.
Damn.
Have you sworn off the chicken salad since, or has it?
Yeah, it's very rare I have a chicken
Yeah.
salad sandwich.
Tanya makes a pretty ridiculously good
Yeah.
and unhealthy chicken salad that I would see if she'd be willing to make some.
Yeah, hell
Bring
yeah.
it for you guys to try.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
John will definitely be here for that.
great. Okay.
He loves it.
Okay.
We've
Hell yeah.
made John has bought ingredients and brought them to her. to make chicken salad for
like
him.
a fetch quest in an MMO.
Yeah, exactly. If I bring you the ingredients, will you make me a batch of it? And he
Have you finished killing the 10 rats in my basement yet?
Give me 8 pineapples, sassafras.
he'll eat it on the way home. Like he's addicted. I'll bring some someday.
Okay,
Nice.
awesome.
Next call. This is from beloved Adam.
What's up, TADPOG? This is your beloved Adam.
Hi.
I am listening to the Super Adventure Island 1 episode.
Was it super?
And during the quiz,
Was it adventurous?
Ian asked, sorry,
Who?
not Ian, Ross Rachel Green.
Better.
I don't know why I said Ian. Ross Rachel Green asked a question about a basketball game, to which the answer was Def Jam Rap Jam Volume 1. Rap Jam Volume 1 on the Super Nintendo. To which Tyler, like a dagger in the heart, said, never heard of it. Think about 2.
Think about it.
3. I don't know how long ago. But maybe 2 to 3 years ago, I sent that physical Super Nintendo card to you and Dave. I'm speaking directly to Tyler at this point. I sent that directly to you guys.
Your gifts are
Play
meaningless.
it the next time
Oh.
Jacob of Wolf Fighting Fame was in town, because I thought he would be a good, fun guy to play that with. I understand this game is garbage, and even after I sent it, I went and played it and said, oh man, I hope that they don't play this game because of how badly it is. I don't want them to think that I love this game. I just thought it was humorous, but I gotta say, like a dagger to the heart, to hear Tyler say,
That's funny.
he never heard of it. It probably cut me as deeply as I cut Dave when I forgot his birthday,
I'll never forget.
of which
'Cause it's my birthday.
am still eternally saddened
We
by.
don't talk about this.
So
Yeah, it's sensitive.
I just wanted you guys to know that hurt a little bit,
I get it.
but I still love you. And I still want to get each of your faces tattooed on my butt cheeks.
Does that include me now?
You're in the middle.
You're the tailbone.
Am I in the tailbone? Am I on the tramp stamp?
I'll hopefully call back again another day.
I'm gonna have to stream that goddamn game.
All right, bye.
Do it instead of Shining Force.
Thanks for calling, beloved Adam.
Yeah. Sorry for the diss.
But yeah, if you get the, I mean, I'm at the point now where it's like, yeah, fine, just tattoo us. Tattoo us on your body. It's fine. I used to be very like anti. Don't do that, please. Don't do it. Now it's like, fuck, it's your body. I don't give a shit.
It's on my bucket list.
Will you regret it? I mean, you probably will, but I mean, fuck, man, if you want to do it,
It's not my problem.
who am I to tell you not to
Exactly.
tattoo me on your butt?
In this age of freedoms and choices being
That's right.
taken away from people,
That's right.
we're going to stand behind your choice to do whatever the fuck you want.
We're just gonna give the choice for a TADPOG tattoo to the states. It's up to the states.
If you want to get the West Coast from Rival Turf tattooed on your rib cage, that's your God-given right.
But make sure that you specifically highlight Police City, where there are literally zero police.
Next call. This is a follow-up, it looks like. This is like immediately after from beloved Adam.
What's up, Tadpog? It's your beloved Adam.
Hi.
I am a man, if
Yeah, right.
for nothing else, I am a man of forgiveness.
Oh.
And so I just specifically called back to ask Sir Ross Rachel Green if he would, in fact, forgive me for mistakenly calling him Ian.
Hold on a minute.
Out of
Yes, I'll pause.
More forgiveness is in order here. Why are you making a specific effort to apologize for referring to him as me?
Like a dagger.
Like a dagger to my heart. I am sitting here listening to you apologize to someone for mistakenly calling him my name. It's because I was on your mind, Adam. And that's okay. Ross understands. We're friends. He probably if you called me Ross, I wouldn't be angry. I would love it. I'd be like, oh, they mistook me for Ross because Ross is awesome.
Look,
Relax, man. It's cool.
we're playing a risky game here because there's like at least a minute and a half left in this call. So
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm probably way jumping the gun, and I
I don't know
will
where this is going.
backpedal if I have to.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna press this gnat-sized triangle. that is the play button.
It's a good band name.
Google Voice. It is. Here we go.
A little bit of flustered frustration and sadness. So I would just ask that he would forgive me for that. I know that there are worse people to be called. There may not be better people to be called
There we go.
than to be mistaken for Ian, but
Okay.
that's for him to decide. So I just am seeking forgiveness for that. And also, being a man of forgiveness, Tyler, I was just kidding before. I'm not upset at you at all. I understand how completely forgettable it would be to get a package with Rap Jam Volume 1 in it on Super Nintendo. And you've moved probably 600 or 700 times since then, so I totally understand that it probably is somewhere, but not in your mind. That's for sure.
It's at my brother's house, probably.
But I don't want you to feel bad about this, but I specifically remember when I sent you that gift, I also accidentally sent a car-charging USB port in the box, and Dave made mention of it and I wonder why you sent this.
This I remember.
This
I do remember.
Mistake, and in fact, I did, and I haven't bought a new one since. So every time I charge my phone in the car, I think of you guys. So, hey, I love you guys. If you need me to send you Rap Jam Volume 1 again,
Please.
I'll send it to you, so that way you guys can play it. And
Actually, we're going to need 2 more copies. One for me, one for Ian.
or Ross. Sorry, he meant to say Ross.
All right, I paused it on my own will that time, so there
I
we
hate
go.
every second of it. But, really, I love you guys, and I hope that you have a great rest of your evening. Can't wait to talk to you guys again. See you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks. We love you too. Thanks for calling, beloved Adam.
Indeed. And also, I don't think Ross would have gotten mad at that.
I mean, it's debatable.
I don't.
You don't know that guy.
I know him
maybe.
well enough. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
Yeah.
I would love to hear from Ross as well. But I'd love to hear from Ross specifically to find out if he got upset by being called Ian. It's a very British name.
It's Ian over there, so he has...
No, it isn't. It's Ian somewhere over here, not over there.
Ian Ziering from 90210.
Ian.
I like the way you say that. All right. Next call. Google Voice just reset. It's fine. Just scroll down again.
This is fine.
This is fine. I love this app. It's fantastic. All right. Next call. This is from 503. You're on.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's Phil.
Phil,
I have got a bathroom question for you that I'm hoping will divide us in the same way that the sit to wipe, stand to wipe question did. It is also wiping related, and I am curious, do you guys
wipe your cum on your belly or on your legs after you jerk off? I'm a belly man myself.
I like to rub it in.
I'm a strudler.
Fold the toilet paper when you wipe, like fold it into like layered sheets, or do you just like crumple all that up into a great big ball and just wipe yourself with the wad? I'm curious to hear what your answers are. I am a sheet man.
I could tell by the way you described the other way.
I have not polled Bulbasaur on what her preferred method is.
Objection, leading the witness.
So let me know. All right, guys. Take it sleazy.
Fold for me.
I'm one of those monsters that balls that shit up because, man, I have tried the fold method. I was a ball method as a youngling, And then I heard about the fold method, and I was like, I'm gonna try this fold method. First time, fucking ripped and fucking finger in a poop butthole, and it's like, fuck this shit. I know it's more wasteful to ball it all up, but man, I've never gotten shit on my hand once balling it up. But I have a bidet. I'm a Jetson, so I just roll with that now, and then pat it dry.
My bidet is broken.
No, dude, that is heartbreaking.
And Jack had sprayed himself in the face with it so many times.
That's fun, like a fun thing.
Because he'll just walk up and see knobs or button, no
button,
matter what it
yeah.
is. He's standing in front of it. Oh, what's it? And it happened multiple times, and he was mad about it. It's not like he was having a good time.
I gotcha, man. I miss my bidet so much. When I go on a trip, I miss my wife.
It feels
I
gross.
miss Henry, but fuck, man. When I take a shit, and it's like, oh, now I have to go like talk to people and stuff. It's like I know it's gone because I looked, but is it really? It doesn't. Is it real? I know I just sawed at my fucking asshole for 2 minutes. But is it gone? I made my hand like a karate chop and then fucking.
You could do like your ex-girlfriend's brother and stop when you see blood.
I mean, sometimes it happens. Sometimes people have hemorrhoids. Sometimes it happens.
It does.
Tyler, are you a ball or a sheet dude? You're a sheet dude. I'm the only baller here.
You've always said that.
I know. Man, just me and Arthur.
So I feel like
Ken is a ball. Ken is a baller.
Another child.
What I've witnessed, she's an extreme baller.
I was gonna say if I've ever been in the bathroom with when my wife's gone to the bathroom or something, girls in general tend to do the ball up thing. I think
Is that right?
it's been my observation in the few times where I've seen it.
Because you just dab if you're peeing.
Yeah, because they got to wipe both times, right?
Yeah.
But it's,
I don't understand.
We'll talk after.
They poop more, or
Yeah, that's what it is. But yeah, that's been my experience. Is that the ladies out there, weigh in on this, but I feel like ladies tend to be more of the ball up type as opposed to the fold type.
were you taught how to wipe, or did you just fucking figure it out?
I feel like I was taught.
No, I figured it out.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really either. I think I was probably taught though.
I imagine I was probably.
I feel like
taught.
I had to be taught everything.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big figure outer.
Yeah.
Until I was older, about most things.
Yeah. What's a different way? There's got to be something else other than ball up, fold in sheet, and bidet. There has to be another one where it's
Shower.
yeah,
Straight shower.
Straight to the shower.
warm, wet washcloth.
I've heard that
done that before.
Wet wipe.
Yeah.
I've heard that some cultures just use their left hand
Yeah.
and then wash up afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why the shaking hands with the left hand in some countries is considered offensive because that's the poop
That's
hand.
the shit hand. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that's real. It sounds like it could be real.
I've heard it before, so probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably real. Thank you, Sandwich Pope Phil, for the call. Next call. This is from 270. Probably Taryn.
Hello, TADPOG.
Hello,
How do you
Taryn.
wipe?
I'm a little under the weather, so I do apologize for the sexy, raspy voice. I can say a few lines in a sexy, raspy voice if you'd
Sounds
like,
like she's
but
got a little cold.
I'm afraid it would just come out.
My brother does
than
like that about
whatever.
Taryn. He has told me specifically.
That he likes it when she's sick.
Yep. the smoker's quality she has to her voice.
Oh, yeah.
She does have a very nice voice.
All right, I'm going to press this button. This is going to be fine. Nailed it.
My head feels like it's got 1,000 drumming idiots inside of it, and I'm so ready to go home. But I am listening to an episode. I don't know what game you're playing. But I'm driving home, and Tyler is talking about his kiddos going to Thailand Falls and about Todd Farron, and you could bleep his name out if you want, but obviously
You said
that's
it,
who
not
you're
us.
talking about. And I thought I should mention that Todd Farron had a contract with Hooters for many years and did a lot of the calendar and promo shoots, and they ended up dropping him because he was so incredibly creepy. And do you know how much creepiness it takes to hear about people that work for Hooters.
She only said what I was thinking. I was waiting for a moment so I could say, how fucking creepy do you have to get to creep out girls who are literally creeped on every fucking day?
Well, the other thing is that I don't know how Hooters is structured, but it's like, because I can totally see it that way. But the way that I took it was, how creepy do you have to be that the old white men in charge of Hooters aren't creeped out enough by, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's damn. Yeah.
So when I worked there, I have seen and heard it all, and I have been around some of the creepiest people you have ever met. And
I think, Ian, you were right.
Guy to be the one that, like, that's the nail in the coffin. But yeah, he no longer does the photo shoot for Hooters. I don't think he does photos at all, like you guys said. But I've never been to Talon's, but $60 is fucking ridiculous. Like Ian was saying, I believe, or who I don't even know.
It's probably Ross.
Probably Ross. Damn it.
Yeah, you could go to a theme park for like the entire day for way less than that. That's ridiculous. So somebody's making money. Somebody in the Todd Farron family is making money. But yeah, do you want to play calls anymore? Because I've called 100 times.
I'm doing it right now.
You need to get back on that.
We're on it.
The show, it gives me lots of company at work. I work in a basement and I'm by myself about 75% of my day, so it's nice to listen
I've yet to get any crying call from Taryn. I'm working in a basement by myself. Unlike her bathroom habits, which she had to call and tell me about.
I'm working in Todd Farron's basement. Fuck, I should bleep that out.
Making me wear a Hooters
Damn it.
fucking t-shirt for some reason.
He's wearing a Hooters t-shirt. He's asking for tips. I don't know what's going on.
Just got the shorts on.
He's wearing the shorts.
All he's doing is
God's
complaining about how
sake.
fatty the wings are. The bastard. He's telling me how much they used to cost. They used to be cheaper. Fucking creep.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Thank you.
Doing well. It's almost Thanksgiving, which means you might hear this like St. Patrick's Day-ish. But yeah, I will talk to you all soon. Bye.
Kinda. Yeah. Don't give us that much credit.
I mean, the next Thanksgiving's only a few months away.
That's true. Hey, Taryn made this call only 2 months after that popcorn expired. Next call is from Beloved Adam.
What's up, Tadpog? It's your beloved Adam.
Hey.
It is December 1st, and I am catching up on the backlog that I have missed over the last couple of weeks, months. I'm not even sure what day the recordings are that I'm listening to, but I'm currently on the Mean Girls.
Oh, man, I like
that.
that.
Was a good one.
Yeah.
Movie, game, tie-in thing with Ian. And
He means
you guys
Ross.
are talking about memories that you have but cannot recall what or where or the names. And
When I was taught to wipe.
One that I have researched, Googled, I've asked friends, and I'm just going to bring it to the nation. It's a horror movie. I'm not a horror movie fan. I don't watch horror movies. And I don't remember if this was on TV or if I saw this at a friend's house. I have no idea.
This is going to be
I
Ian.
remember distinctly there are people in the woods and
Hard
there
stop.
is a couple or two people in a hole, in a deep hole in the woods, and they are just barely able to get their hands outside of the hole and trying to pull themselves up. And the someone, the bad guy, sees them, is standing over them, and cuts their hands at their wrists, and they fall into the hole, and they aren't able to get out. That's the only thing. That's the only memory I have. I feel like it was a summer camp, sleepaway camp. I don't think it was a Jason movie. I don't think it was a Tales from the Crypt thing, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't watch horror movies. But I do think if I found what movie this was, I would probably watch it, at least to that point, just to unlock that memory,
Sure.
jerk off, and then move on in my life. I was not aroused by that scene. I just figured I'd throw that in there for fun, you know?
Sure, whatever.
But there is a faint visual in my head that Patrick Duffy was in this movie. I've looked through his IMDb. It doesn't seem like he was in it. I don't know why. Maybe I had some sort of like psychosexual crush on the dad from Step by Step. Who knows?
I get it.
But I would love to hear if anybody has an idea of what movie this could be.
I think of him as being
Campers
in Dallas.
I never watched Dallas. Dallas is always that show that I dreaded was going to come on. How's the theme song to that go?
Oh,
Da, 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 da. Is that Dallas?
yeah, it's something like that.
Man, I'd hear that fucking theme song come on, and it was just like, fuck.
I'd hear it come on, and I'd come running
Yeah.
to get in there because I always loved watching the opening to it.
Yeah, the opening's actually probably the best part
The
of
big
it.
sweeping
For me, it
shots
was.
of
Yeah,
Texas
sure.
and all
Yeah.
the
I can see
oil
that.
fields and stuff. But yeah, I liked Dallas. I told you earlier, I could sit in front of the TV and whatever's on will entertain
That's
me.
what it is. Yeah.
It's been like that since I was too young to watch Dallas.
Man, I remember being a young child, and when the president had something to say, it ruined my fucking evening.
That always bothered me. Yeah, I hated the State of the Union and stuff.
Fine, I guess I'll go outside.
Back in my room. Was that call finished?
No, we have 21 seconds left.
Okay.
Let me hear. No promises. I'm gonna do my best.
Deep.
Hole, climbing out, bad guy cuts their wrists off with an axe or a machete. That's all I've got. I appreciate the help. I love you guys so much. I hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and can't wait to listen to more of the episode. All right. Love you guys. Love you, Ian. Bye.
I love you too, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. We love you
Very
too.
nice.
Are you sure this wasn't an Itchy and Scratchy cartoon?
It might have been. I'm gonna say that I do not know this. It doesn't sound familiar to me. I can tell you it was. He's right. It was not a Friday the 13th movie. It was not any of the sleepaway camp movies.
It sounds brutal.
It does sound
especially
brutal.
for like an older. I'm assuming. Did he say older? I can't remember.
He did not specify if it was older or newer. I
But it's a
thought
memory.
maybe there's a movie called Wrong Turn. It was kind of like Hills Have Eyes type of deal where they get broke down and they make a wrong turn and then all these redneck hillbilly mutants chase them and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that. I'm gonna bestow right now a title onto somebody.
Okay.
My wife, Tanya.
Okay.
I'm gonna call her Horror Priestess.
Horror priestess.
Horror Priestess Tanya Chandler.
She'll know.
I will bring
Chicken
this
salad horror priestess.
chicken salad Horror Priestess Tanya.
That's gonna be real. Like, you've just made a title where I'm gonna have to like make sure that I enunciate horror the proper way. Because when Tyler said, I was like, chicken salad horror.
It's funny, but I don't think she would think so. I will ask the Horror Priestess
CSHB.
when I go home. Tomorrow
Yeah,
I will
I like
ask
that.
her if she knows the answer to this, and I will bring that back with me next week if
Okay.
I can.
It sounds. I mean, it has to be old because he thinks Patrick Duffy might have been in it.
I feel like if I had seen this one, I would remember that scene, but I've seen a lot of stuff that I've forgotten.
It's also maybe I'm envisioning it in my head like way more terrifying than it is in the actual. You know how sometimes that works.
Sure, I do.
Because I've painted a picture in my mind that's fucking the
It's
worst.
awful. It's really
it's
awful.
The worst.
It depends on the execution of the no pun intended of the
The wrist
scene.
chopping?
Of the wrist chopping. I will take this to her and I will bring back an answer.
Okay.
If anyone can, if she hasn't already, if she doesn't name it instantly, because she'd seen it as a child at the drive-in. That's what her parents would put her and her little brother in the back seat and go to the drive-in, and they would shit like this would be on.
Yeah.
And they would just sometimes they'd be like, "Cover your eyes."
Yeah.
type of thing.
It was
But
definitely a different time.
It was
Because
it really,
man,
really was.
fuck, I can't watch shit I want to watch until like an hour after Henry's going to
Right,
bed.
because he might come get
Because
up
it's like,
and-
yeah. And I hate pausing shit. So it's like,
Yeah.
And we were watching a scary movie. I wish I could remember what it was, but it was one where it's like, I heard him and I was like, fuck, gotta pause this. Like, this is like, if he walks in on this shit,
Turn the TV off.
it's game over. Yeah, I mean, essentially.
Don't
it's
even
like
let him
game
see the
over.
screen. I will take this to her. If
Okay.
she can't name it immediately, she will find out what it is, and we will probably watch it, and then I'll report back.
Awesome. Yeah, I kind of want to watch this too because it sounds horrendous.
Yeah.
In a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah. The falling back down the hole part. Like I'm imagining a real narrow hole, like a tunnel.
I mean, it
almost.
does have that sort of hillbilly torture.
It does.
There's one that comes to mind, but it's fairly recent. But I cannot remember the name of it now. I remember the movie well, but I can't remember the name of it. So that might be it. I'm hoping it is, and I will be honest and say whether I was right or not. But
Okay.
we'll find out.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. It's all the calls.
All right. Perfect.
We've literally had no calls since December 1st, 2021.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You'll find the show on
Stuff.
everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Our show's everywhere.
Just type it in.
Except
Google,
Stitcher
say
or
TADPOG, say Tadpoles. It'll say Tap Dog. It'll say a bunch of things.
But we're out there. You'll find us.
You'll find it. We're in all caps. You see, we should start a podcast, Tadpoles, in all caps, just to make it confusing.
But if you wanna call, we're doing those.
Yeah.
270-883-2555.
Yeah.
If you want to send us something, hey, we're doing that.
Send us some expired food.
Send us expired food.
Well,
Well,
to be fair, we treat our snacks the same way we treat our calls, apparently.
Yeah.
We wait a year to eat them.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
You send that to TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, PO Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
Please call. For real, because
it.
I know, Ian, with you saying, like, yeah, we treat the food like we treat our calls, making a conscious effort to get to get calls in every episode now.
I feel like
think
at this rate, it's doable now. If we can keep it up,
we're definitely
it's
gonna,
doable.
I'm worried that that our supply is going to run out.
Well, if it runs
Oh,
out,
that's
it
when we
runs
just
out.
call
We'll get,
Adam.
we'll get more.
We'll just call Adam.
We'll start calling. We'll start calling you.
Yeah, I have
if you
all
don't
your
call
numbers.
us.
I don't know if you know this or not, but I
If
have.
we run out, we're just going to do
We're gonna
random
call
calls.
you.
And we record we go kind of late sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on the East Coast. It's almost midnight there.
Yeah.
We're calling you.
We're calling.
So y'all need to get the calls in here for us to play
Yep.
on the air, because I'm telling you,
Yep.
we're going to do it.
Let's see. What else are we going to talk about? Well, Ian, let's talk about your thing, Ian.
Well, before I do my thing, I'm going to lead into my thing with we're going to talk a little bit about Patreon. And you can donate to TADPOG at patreon.com/TADPOG. We have some interesting news to report. We have some new donors.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
As of today, August 11th is when we recorded this. We have increases from Cubicle Monkey, an increase from Chris Murray, a new donation
Yeah.
by our Green Stash, I believe the winner of the Double
Dragon tournament, yeah.
So he took some of that winning and turned it around
Turn
and
it
gave
right
it
back.
right
Yeah.
back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Kana gave us a little bit.
Nice.
And Nosh. Should I say his full name there? Is that a thing I should do or not?
Yeah, I think we've said
He's
we've
on
said
the
his
Discord
full
as his
name
full name,
before.
yeah.
Jonathan Martinez, a.k.a. Nosh.
Yeah.
Also a new donation. And we have some executive producers. These are the...
I think we got one more, right?
Did we? Oh, yes. Nick Price.
Plinko Nick.
Gave us a little extra.
And then we did Dane, right?
And Dane, sorry, I'm still new to the whole reading the new donors.
It's all good.
Dane is and gave us a little bit.
Nice. Thank you. The only reason, because like I forgot to give you Dane's a couple weeks back. So that's why that was
Right.
fresh on my mind. I was like, we got to thank Dane.
Yeah, no. Well, and not to mention what Dane already does for
Yeah,
us.
for real.
Getting our stuff up on YouTube. That is a huge, huge service.
It's actually
to provide.
ridiculous that he donates to the Patreon.
Right.
I mean,
He's paying us to work for
it really is
the show.
Dane, it is really ridiculous that you, you donate money on
It's
the
no
Patreon.
less appreciated, but really, really odd.
Yeah, it is appreciated for sure. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe reconsider. I mean, I want it to grow, but I mean, come on.
Well, let's
He helps
get-
me a lot too with the YouTube stuff, so it's much appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, when you love what you do, it's not considered work, apparently. I am going to read a list of our executive producers. These are the lovely people who donate $20 or more to the cause. I'm going to start that list off, which, by the way, you are legally required to listen to according to the FCC. We're going to start that off with Cousin David Galino, Plinko Nick Price, Cubicle Monkey, Executive Producer Dig Duggy, Enthusiast Jeff Miners, Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link, Bantha Master, Gamebug Prime Nathan Eaton, Matt Gentile, a.k.a. Gentle G, Usurper Grimm, Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, Flavor Trick, Taryn Landon, congratulations on your marriage, Pinball Archmage, Chris Edler, we're sorry you couldn't be on this episode, Platinum member Brett Miller, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, and Nate from Utah, first-time caller, and last but not least, Drinksmith, Joey Webster. Thank you guys
Awesome.
so much.
Yes. Thank you.
For your lovely donations. And let me talk just a little bit more about the Patreon and all these people that I read earlier, the new donors. That would be Dane, Cubicle Monkey, Chris, Murray, Greenstash, Kana, Jonathan Martinez, a.k.a. Naj, and Plinko Nick Price have all been entered into my giveaway.
Nice.
This
What giveaway is that?
This giveaway consists of a if you increase or do a new donation to the Patreon, you will be entered to win
Of up to $1.
Up $1 or more.
Yep.
And that's an increase or a new donation. Gets you entered to win our August 2022 contest. This is for one of three prizes. First prize is a pair of 100% genuine, authentic Apple AirPod Gen 3 knockoffs. A random toy picked from my toy box,
Adult.
not adult toys.
Okay. That's fine.
Toy toys.
Because I mean, if you
collectibles.
got an adult Ross toy, I'm sure
Yeah.
people would pay good money for
They
that.
probably would.
Might scoop some.
These are just
DNA.
collectibles. These
Yeah,
are just
okay.
collectibles.
Okay.
Of our choosing, we're going to pick something. The three of us, I want us to all three pick something to put in this first prize box to come out of the toy box in there. We're going to do a little video tonight. We're going to hopefully get that posted up soon too, if we haven't already, just to show just a little sneak preview of what's in there for you and what you may get or may not. You never know. The second prize is a set of genuine Apple AirPod Gen 3 knockoffs.
Sorry, did you say knockoffs?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I said knockoffs.
Oh.
It was from
Sorry.
not even the slightest bit shady Chinese wholesale distributor, dhk.com. No toys, just those AirPods. Still, good prize. It's a good prize. And then third prize gets you a genuine set of Apple Gen 2 AirPod knockoffs from not shady at all, dhk.com, Chinese wholesaler. I am excited that we have more than 3 entries.
I know, it's great.
So now it's a real contest.
Yeah.
Fire off $1 to us on patreon.com/tadpog. You will be entered. We will be invoking the spirit of the randomizer to pick
With a Ouija board.
or a Ouija board or both. We will
Wow,
call
I
the
was just throwing that
randomizer.
out there as bait, man. That was great.
We'll call the randomizer with the Ouija board and have the randomizer pick the names in no particular order. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh, that's gonna be a shit show. Yeah.
It's going to be great. We're going to do it live, not live on the show. And I don't care how screwed up it is. It's going to be fun. I will tell you this. If you are not interested in contacting me in some way to provide me with your mailing address, don't enter. You feel free to donate, but if you don't want me to know your address, don't enter the contest because I've got to know your address to ship you the stuff.
Okay.
I'm now TADPOG shipping department.
Or spend $80 to get a PO box.
Get a P.O. box that works
Snap.
too, whatever, however.
Share it with a friend.
I do realize that anonymity is a thing, but I can't just, teleport them to you. So
Right.
you're going to have to give me your address. So keep
Or
that
your
in
mom's
mind.
address.
All
Yeah.
information.
We'll take your mom's
Yeah,
address.
give us your mom's address. What's wrong? Scared to give us your mom's address?
She's not. Why should you be? All information, of course, will be kept private, anonymous, all that good stuff.
Right.
So anyway, we're going to put a little video up, hopefully give you a sneak peek into the toy box, and I'll show you the AirPods as well. And I think that covers it. We've got 7 contest entries now. We need more. We want to make this a real competition. And don't worry if you don't win this month. Next month, we're going to be having another giveaway from the toy box. There won't be any more AirPods. I'm not going through that. It takes like a month to get them. It takes like a month to get them here from China, and they're wrapped in literally all the tape.
Yeah.
So I can't.
And honestly, I know I've said this before, but the toys are the cool one. I mean, like
better.
you have some really cool toys in that toy box.
Yeah.
Seriously. I
No,
mean,
for
like
real.
There's
Yeah,
toys,
yeah.
comic books, books.
yeah. There's some really cool stuff.
Stuff
Model
from-
Land by Tyra Banks.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
and lest I forget, part of the first prize
wonderful.
is going to be a hard copy of the Pulitzer Prize nominated book,
Yes. That we literally can't give away.
Model Land
It's revoked from Todd Dunnigan for not getting it 10 years ago.
by Tyra Banks. And we believe this was purchased at a discount sale from the New York Public Library.
New York Public
So
Library.
this is an authentic New York City book.
New
y'all.
York City.
There's salsa comes from New York City.
Pick up the pace with Pace
up the
Picante
pace.
sauce.
Wow,
Fuck.
we are dropping all the ads tonight. Okay,
Brainwashed, man. What can I look?
it is. It's
Can't
part
help
of
it.
it.
I was
It's part of it.
brainwashed.
So enter to win. I cannot wait to send you some of my crap. And
not
that's
crap.
all I got.
It's
to
really
say.
not crap.
I say it in the most, endearing.
I just want people to know
It's crap in the way like a Woot bag of crap was crap.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's good stuff.
It could be anything in there.
Even a boat.
Could be a boat.
Even a boat.
There's stuff in there that I don't know. I'm going to pick random things to put in this first prize package. But you guys are going to help me, right? Don't make me do this alone, guys.
Yeah.
All right. Onward.
Our theme song is Moves by Sycamore Drive. Link to that track found in the show notes at TADPOG.com. How you guys want to close it out?
As
Cletus from The Simpsons.
all right. Fuck yeah.
So until next time.
Hey, Brandine! Tropical Capricorn!
Gigante.
Gigante! One of the kids he names off in that little thing is Ian. I always,
Really?
It is.
Of course. I mean, yeah. You'd remember that. Yeah.
I do. It gets me every time. It's weird hearing it,
Yeah.
but I love hearing it every time. It's like it's sweet, sweet Southern music to my ears. And now, a reading from the Nobel Prize nominated author Tyra Banks' Model Land by Cletus from The Simpsons.
Tyra Banks is the Giving Tree.
The girls walked across the bridge into the floating classroom. An immense bust of the belladonna leered from the ship's bow. It's made out of some element that doesn't exist on the periodic table, Piper whispered. Tookie shivered. She felt like the stony eyes were watching her. Would they ever see belladonna for real, or only bizarre rock-like representations of her? They ducked their heads through the entryway and entered the classroom, whose ceiling and walls were made entirely of bleached bones in the shape of a giant skeleton. Piper said, admiring the interior. Dermal corset of flexible collagenous fibers, hexagonal tesserae, oblique and serrated teeth not attached to the cranium. Well, hell, it's a shark.
Oh, God. What the fuck? This is like a Skinner box.
That's just a random passage.
That was random. It's a shark.
I think belladonna is the
porn star and a belladonna.
double door of
yeah?
Model A.
I kind of want to read it.
Well, I mean, better read it now before we send it out, right?
No, I'm not going to read this.
Is there an audiobook version?
Probably. Oh.
Read
I
by
hope
Tyler
so, and I
Banks?
hope,
Hopefully
I hope she
read
reads
by-
it. Or I hope Stephen King reads it.
That would be good too.
To Ma and Daddy, thank you for being absolutely, positively nothing like Mr. and Mrs. Delacreme.